Saracens Women versus Leicester Tigers Women. The historic powerhouse versus the new kids on the block. One side looking to regain the title that they feel is theirs, and the other earning their stripes in their debut season. It's been 3 weeks since Allianz Premiership Women's Rugby was last here at StoneX Stadium, with over 3,000 people packing in for the duel against Harlequins. What of Leicester? Well, last week they were left disappointed by defeat at home against Trailfinders. But don't be fooled by that loss. In recent weeks, they've pushed champions Gloucester Hartpury to the final play and secured some crucial victories of their own. It's all to play for this afternoon in North London as part of this Super PWR weekend. Kickoff is coming your way in a little under 30 minutes' time. Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to StoneX Stadium for this third match of 4 live streamed fixtures for the Super PWR weekend. I'm delighted to say that I'm joined pre-match and will be joined in commentary later by Saracens fly half Flo Williams. But Flo, you work for Matter, you've been a big part of the league rebrand, putting everything in place for this weekend, the branding. So let's start with that. Tell us a little bit more about this weekend.
It's obviously a huge weekend, 4 games, all live streams, no other rugby on, so if you're a rugby fan, this is the only place to be this weekend. And being part of naming the league, creating the branding, the launch campaign, and now the superpower weekend and the final as well, I think it's just a huge journey that we've been on to be part of that, and it's great to also for me to be on this side of the fence as well.
For you, so you've got that player hat on, but then you've got that professional work hat on as well. How much does that sort of come into play when you're helping sort of put these sorts of things together with the team?
I think to be part of those sort of changing room conversations and what the players want to see from the game growing and those perception shifts, to be able to take that directly into creative meetings and working with Matter, who are super keen on understanding what it's like to be a player and changing the game for us as athletes to then increase that fan engagement as well. It's great to have that nuance in between us to be able to bring that together.
Let's talk about today a little bit then in terms of growing those audiences. Like you said, it's not just online, it's in the stadiums as well. 1,100 expected to come in today. Crowds going on up and up across the league, and that's so important, isn't it, with a World Cup 18 months away?
Yeah, I think, as you said, we're hoping that the World Cup is our Euros moment come 25, and it all starts now, and building that legacy, it's not something that happens overnight, and it's been part of our considerations growing the game and getting people into stadiums, because it makes us on the field feel better when you're playing, and whether they're cheering for you or against you, that level of atmosphere and that growth is what we need to see. And even having the girls down supporting us, like just walking on for the warm-up is crazy. Like back in the day, you'd expect 20-30 people just to be there for the whole game, let alone 100 people here to watch you warm up even before the game starts. So yeah, it's great to see that.
It really is great to see it. And as we said at the top of the show, this week is the Super Power weekend, and we've got some incredible athletes in our league. Let's take a look. Well, as you saw there are some incredibly talented athletes in our league, and there's a couple on show today that we will be picking out a little bit later in this pre-match build-up for you. Flo, we've talked about the World Cup, we've talked about growing the game and visibility, but it's about getting players to become names as well. And you look at that cast list out there today, that Saracens team, your Zoe Harrisons, your Marley Packers, your Poppy Cleals. But on that Leicester side as well, Meg Jones, and then people like Claire Gallagher, Canadian internationals, really showing what they can do in this league.
Yeah, I think it's great, and as you say about like the international players as well, this is not just the best of English, but it's the best of British, and it's the best of the world. And I think to be able to be part of a league that you can see superstars from a World Cup every single weekend just down the road as a fan, like that's an amazing access to have.
And like I said, we've touched on some of those names there, but it's not just those international players, it's not just those world stars, it's those players that have the 9-to-5 jobs, come in, train, and as we're on this path to professionalism, they are the people that glue this all together, and you yourself are one of them as well. Talk to us a little bit about that balance of full-time job and professional rugby.
I mean, it's very challenging, and I think it is probably going to get harder before it gets easier, because the expectations of your club life is going up, because you've got to keep up with the likes of Marley and Zoe and Poppy and stuff. So to be training part-time but still trying to perform, when you put that shirt on, no one knows whether you're working or full-time. They just see you as a Saracens player, and they expect that Saracens elite nature to come through. So I mean, like, big up the full-time workers, because it's a hard graft, but it definitely brings a little bit of perspective to the game. And I think in the changing room, the atmosphere when people have a level of understanding that someone else might have just come off of working for 7 or 8 hours and then travelled to come to training, or versus somebody else who's been training all day, I think it does build bonds between the team, and it brings teams tighter together because they understand how they can help each other out. So it's key, but obviously something I'd like to see less of in the future, because full-time has got to be the way.
Full-time has to be the way, like you say, and everyone knows your Marleys, your Zoes, your Jesses on the Sarri side, but making sure that everybody is familiar with all of the players in this league as well.
Yeah, I think that's what's great about the league where it's at the moment, is that there are role models 1 to 23, and they're all role models for different reasons. So whether they're superstar athletes and you follow them on Instagram and that's your kind of role model, or someone who has got a career that you also admire and they're balancing so many things, there's so many different storylines within one squad, and I think the more that we can bring that out through the content, the branding and everything else off the pitch is great.
Well, as Flo said, it's all about telling stories, and we've touched on Marley Packer already. England captain, Saracens co-captain, 99 caps already for her country, and just a small matter of being the World Player of the Year. Here's what she said to us a few weeks ago when we asked her about what that accolade meant to her and her family.
Oh, it means everything. When you've had a long career like me, there was probably a point where I thought I'd never get it, and I spoke to my coach Alex Osprey a few years ago, and we just talked about what my goals and ambitions were, and you know, that 100 cap was probably what I would really aspire to do and get to 2025 World Cup. But to get the accolade of World Player of the Year is really special. But for me, it's about the team. So you know, I couldn't get that without the team around me, whether that's here at Saracens or in an England shirt for the Red Roses, and then also the people off the pitch, like my family, their massive support network, my friends, my family, and then also Oliver. Like, he's definitely been my switch and made me the player I am today, with that switch on and off from rugby, which I probably didn't get right before having him. So yeah, massive thanks to him as well. The tour itself had been a phenomenal tour for us. We talked about where we wanted to go as a Red Roses, and you know, how to get to our Everest, and that's not our Everest, but you know, it's a stepping stone to that. And being away in New Zealand for 4 weeks, a year after obviously losing the World Cup there, was a long way to go again in a long 4 weeks. But you know, we grew, not just game on game, but training sessions, training weeks on training weeks, and you know, that got us to put that performance in. So you know, when that final whistle went, yeah, it was very special. And you know, we go around, do our little huddle, we thank New Zealand players, and then my team manager came over to me and was like, "Oh, Marley, I need to have a word with you." And I was like, "Yeah, is everything okay?" And she was like, "I've got some really good news to tell you. You've won World Player of the Year." And I don't know, my first emotion, like, I just welled up and started like tearing up, crying, I guess. But yeah, it was just, I think, a little bit of just like that relief of how the day's gone itself, how the 4 weeks have gone, but then also to get something that I truly never thought I would win. Yeah, it's truly special, and something that I will forever be proud of and privileged to have won.
So, Marley Packer there in her own words. Flo, you've played with her, you've played against her. What is she like? Is it a character on and off the field?
Got some big fans here. Marley Packer, I definitely would be rather playing with her than against her, because she is someone who is ultimately competitive, and she drives standards across the pitch, and she often will do the sort of unseen work of anyone, and she's definitely someone who, if it's shoulders on, she'll take that to quite a competitive level, which I think is only good for us, and that reflects in our physicality on a weekend.
But then she's someone as well in that changing room setting that puts their arm around you, which I suppose people don't always see outside in the media as well.
No, definitely not. She's someone who's, yeah, as you say, to put an arm around the shoulder, can say the quiet word, and sometimes she gives us a little bit of a sing song before a game as well, which is always great to hear.
Good singing voice?
No comment, but it's something to behold, I would say. If you're ever out with Marley on a night out, get to do Flowers by Miley Cyrus, because she can nail it.
We'll leave it at that for there. Talking about pre-match music, pre-match buzz, there's a great buzz building up behind us. Leicester Tigers in town. Yeah. One of the 2 new teams this season, and them and Trailfinders, they've come in, they've been instantly competitive, which is what we want.
Yeah, I think we need that competitive nature in the game, and the women's game previously has had a times 27 difference of win margins compared to the men's game, and seeing 50-0ers, like seeing 10 tries is great, but you want to see those close games, and we saw Leicester pushing Gloucester not long ago, and that's great to see. Like we want to have that unsure knowledge of who's going to win each game, and seeing those battles across the table is really important.
Well, Leicester Tigers, as we said, the new kids on the block, 2 wins under their belts already this season, and this little VT will show you a little bit more about the squad and the setup that Vicky McQueen has been moulding up in the Midlands.
Leicester Tigers has got such a depth of history. As a Hinkley girl myself, sort of growing up in Leicestershire, it's always been the prime of rugby. The first point of Leicester Tigers and me having that initial chat, we were literally sat in a room with a blank piece of paper, just saying, right, what's the plan, guys? What do we need to do? We absolutely need to accelerate this women's game. It was about giving the girls almost a real professional edge, so they felt like professional athletes. We get the foundations in place, we get the structure right, you know, all the operational bits. It was just really important that we got it right. Behind the scenes we were pedalling, but actually on the surface the girls were running out at Mattioli Woods Welford Road. They had, you know, the first team shirts. We were bringing the championship clubs down for the games and the fixtures, so all that was first and foremost in my mind. I feel like I've done the hard work to get us to where we need to be now. Now it's just about everybody just buying in and jumping onto that bandwagon of working hard to make sure that we push women's rugby where it should be. The beginning of pre-season, our new location at Oaks Park in Leicester, we've got our own training ground now. All the coaches all decked out in their kit. I just thought, wow, the team we've put together here is phenomenal. Everybody's worked so hard to get here. Everyone's been key in making this happen. For us, it's just about getting it right on the field and knowing that we can be better than we were last week.
Up pace, up pace, up pace. That's the one, lovely.
Good. The successful debut season for Leicester Tigers is just about getting our processes and structures right, making sure that every time we step on the field, we get better. That's where we're aiming for. Competing at that level, making sure we're having a great game against all the big guns, targeting certain games and making sure that we are ever present and say that we've done absolutely everything we can as a squad to be the best we can be.
Well, Flo, we saw a little bit there from Vicky McQueen about what she's building up in Leicester Tigers, but they've got a very special player at 13 in Meg Jones. Saracens have got a very special one in Sydney Gregson as well. Let's take a look at some of their best bits, because this is going to be a matchup we really want to see today.
Yeah, this is really exciting one to see today. I think Sydney this season has been the line break queen. She's got more metres than British Gas. She has been absolutely unreal and unstoppable, and I hope to see more of that this weekend.
I mean, that's the quote of the weekend already from you there, but you can really see it here, just like you said, that ability to find space and put the accelerator on when she breaks through that tackle as well.
Yeah, she is so competitive that if you give her a gap, she will take it, and she'll take on every other player that she sees along the way. And I can't wait to see that today, and versus Meg, who's quite a different player. I think it's a really exciting matchup, and as you can see from this, that she can also distribute the ball and run those lines. You see how she's working there. It's a really good skill to have.
Let's look at Meg Jones a bit here. Like you said, a bit of a different player, a bit more of a kicking threat, but that's Seven's expertise in that 13 channel.
Sid can kick as well. Meg's got a box of tricks, and as you can see, that she's not afraid to use them from anywhere on the pitch. She'll quick tap, she'll kick, she'll run, she'll pass. The quick tap here, and again, she can also go the length. So it'll be really exciting to see what she brings today.
And like you said, she's not afraid to put the foot down, put the boot in if she needs to as well, but that ability to link up with her other teammates as well. And Natasha Jones, Claire Gallagher, Leicester have almost got 3 10s in that team, and you can see that awareness with that Meg try here.
Yeah, they've got quite a lot of playmakers out there, and I think a lot of it does go through Meg. She pops up everywhere. She's also someone who's not afraid to hit a couple of rucks when she needs to as well. So I think if we can shut down Meg today, then that will really break down their attack.
And like you said, Meg Jones is going to be crucial for Leicester Tigers this afternoon, but there's a pretty crucial week for Saracens men coming up in 20 days' time. The Showdown 4 is back at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Over 50,000 tickets already sold, and it's set to be a sellout. If you haven't booked your tickets yet, make sure you do. Head over to the website now it will be an incredible day against London rivals Harlequins, and here's a little look at what's in store for you there, as well as at HSV for the Saracens Mavericks netball side. Well, some fantastic things going on at Saracens with Saracens Mavericks and the Showdown, but focus and attention is now firmly fixed here on StoneX Stadium this afternoon. And ahead of kickoff, we caught up with Saracens Director of Rugby Alex Austerbury and Leicester Tigers Women's Head Coach Vicky McQueen. Alex, it's been 3 weeks without a game for your side. How much... Sorry, I'm going to do that again, that's terrible. Alex, it's been 3 weeks without a game for your side. What's been the focus in these 3 weeks in training?
It's been getting back to doing things our way consistently. So we've talked about doing, the fundamentals well, managing territory appropriately, and just getting back to our standards. The last time out against Quins, defensively very strong at times, but attacking wise just not as clinical as we needed to be. Some of that was invited pressure, some of that was obviously the pressure from the opponents, and some of it was just some of our decision making around. So we've been a real focus on how we can get back to playing at our best and playing our way.
And against the Leicester side that gave you a bit of a scare, it's fair to say, in that first half up at their place. What have been the things you've been looking at in terms of nullifying their threats?
Well, look, first and foremost, they gave us more than a scare. That they gave us a good lesson for 20-25 minutes. So we know they're a very good team. As they get more time together, we've seen in their results, getting the wins now and some real strong performances. So there's a lot of threats out there that they pose. Obviously, they've got some real individual brilliance, and that becomes very difficult to manage. So it's understanding that to beat a team that can score from anywhere or create something magic, you've got to be connected and be as a collective throughout. So the real big push for us is making sure that our systems are in place, our comms are there, and that we got the ability to scramble if something does break. But ultimately, as it goes into any game, you focus a lot on yourselves. And as I said, there's been a real big kind of self-focus and an internal review of what we do, how we want to do it, and hopefully we'll see a real positive bounce of us, just getting back on the right route to being us, really.
And Zoe Harrison back in at 10 for you, just her second start of the season. It's an obvious question, but what does she bring to your attacking setup?
Yeah, outstanding player. She's had to earn it back in. It's not just a case of, she's come back from injury and she's in there. Amelia's done very well. Beth Blacklock's done well when she stepped in as well. But what she brings is a wealth of experience, a real clear mind of what she wants to do and how she wants to execute it, and the skill set to bring others into the game around her. I think also we probably just get a little bit of clarity in certain areas. She's very strong in sharing what it is that she wants to do there and then in terms of the game plan, and I think that will lend itself to how we're looking to play today.
And just a final one, it's the Super PWR weekend, a crowd of about 1,100 we've been told in today. You spoke in the week about how important visibility is for the growth of the women's game. Weekends like this are crucial for that.
Oh, absolutely. Yesterday there was 2 games on. Got to watch both of them. and it was fantastic that there was there. I didn't see what the crowds were, but it was good that you could watch 2 games of rugby. Today the same thing, and having a wonderful crowd again is just showing that if we build it, people will come. That the players on the pitch are fantastic. The hard work behind the scenes is paying off, and hopefully that will celebrate the hard work that the players are putting on the field.
Brilliant. Well, Alex, best of luck this afternoon.
Thank you.
Vicky, Saracens, a litmus test for most sides in the league coming here. How have you prepared your side for this afternoon?
It's just focusing on ourselves. We need to bounce back from the Ealing game. A little bit disappointed in our own performance there. So we've worked on that in training, worked really hard on the detail we need to work on. And yeah, it's just about ourselves today. We know the threat that Sarries pose across the field, and we just embellish that challenge and really want to raise our game.
Talk to us a little bit then about that Trailfinders match. Like you said, didn't go the way you wanted, but as it's been all season, really positive signs coming through as you're developing.
Yeah, 100%. We're putting little small patches of brilliance together, and we've been managing for a half, and we just need to make sure we get that full game in now. Just looking at our resilience and our bounce back ability for this game, making sure that we really focus on ourselves, our own performance, our own defence, and turning that defence into attack. We're aware of our attacking prowess, and that we can create something out of nothing, and that's really our mantra. So we're really excited to be able to do that today and give it a shot and see what we can do against Sarries.
You gave Saracens a real scare up at Mattioli Welford's Road a few months ago now. How much confidence can your group take from that first 30 minutes especially?
Oh, loads. We know we can compete with all the teams. It's just, like I said, trying to string it all together and making sure that we get everything right and all the detail correct. We know we can do it in little parts, and we just need to make sure we string it all together today at the great place to play, StoneX Stadium. So yeah, just bring it on.
And Super PWR weekend, big weekend, big crowds already. How important are weekends like this for the league, the growth of the game as well, more importantly?
Oh, it's fantastic. The growth of the game's huge, and I'm a real advocate of that, being where I've come from and my background. I just want to get more bums on seats, more people watching the game, more people excited and inspired, more little boys and girls on the side watching us play and watching these athlete role models. So yeah, 100%. This weekend is amazing for PWR and the exposure that we're going to get. So yeah, bring it on, and be a great game here today.
Brilliant. Well, Vicky, best of luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Well, a great game in store this afternoon, as Vicky McQueen said there, but there's been some great matches already this weekend. Gloucester Hartpury continuing their unbeaten start to the season with a 31-24 victory over Exeter Chiefs. That was a repeat of last season's final. And over at Trailfinders Sports Ground, well, the hosts rang Bristol Bears very close to the first 70 minutes, but the Bears pulled away in the end to secure a 38-10 victory. So heading into today's game, here's how the league table looks. Gloucester Hartpury have a healthy advantage at the top, but Saracens do have 2 games in hand, and it's getting tight, isn't it, between 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And then 5th, 6th, 7th, Harlequins, Loughborough and Trailfinders in their own little mini league. Let's have a look then at the home team today. Saracens Women. Well, Akina Gondwi starts in place of hat-trick hero McKinley Hunt at loosehead prop. May Campbell and Donna Rose joining her. It's an all-Scottish second row. Fee McIntosh and Louise McMillan. Georgia Evans, Sharifa Solo, Poppy Cleal, and at half-back. But it's the experience of Leanne Infante and the welcome return to the starting lineup for Zoe Harrison, having worked so hard to come back from that ACL injury. In the centres, Sophie Bridger and Sydney Gregson again, and Paige Farries moves to fullback for this one with Corinne Grant on the wing. Let's have a look at the Leicester Tigers team then. Well, their headline name is that one at 2. Amy Cockayne made her debut off the bench last week, her first start today, alongside Churchy Knight and a Fury Ugiagbe. Eva Donaldson and former Saracen Casa Jacobs are in the second row, and watch out for number 8 Talia Brody, who has been exceptional for the Tigers this season. We touched on Meg Jones in the build-up, but her captain Natasha Jones at 10 and Claire Gallagher will form a pretty elusive 10, 12, 13 axis. And watch out for Amanda Swartz at 15 as well. Here's the replacements then for both teams. Carmen Tremelin comes in for her second appearance for Saracens, and we can see that name there, Marley Packer, number 20. We talked about her in the build-up, and Jess Breach as well. For the Tigers, well, Amy Ralph and Sarah Nicholas will be adding some extra impetus off the bench for their backs, and Leah Bartlett will be wanting to continue her impressive form from recent weeks as well. We're building up to kick-off, then a couple of minutes to go. Flo Williams is still with me, but I'm also delighted to say that Ella Virvas has made her way up from the pitch. Ella, firstly, how was that warm-up?
Yeah, it was good. The energy's flowing. I think the girls are really excited for the game. I think no score is predetermined in this league anymore. So yeah, they're taking it just as seriously as any other game.
And for you down there, you talked about the seriousness. What's the vibe like in the group?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few changes in the group, so there's definitely a buzz of excitement. We've got a few people getting their second, third caps for Saracens, so definitely a bit of excitement. But yeah, business ahead now.
Flo, I'll come back to you quickly as well, just talking through. But we'll just pause for a second. Here come the teams then. Leicester Tigers and Saracens Women being led out. And Flo, as Lottie Clapp leads her side out onto the pitch. This atmosphere, the flags, all the fanfare, we talked about it in the pre-match. It's all about creating that atmosphere, creating that special occasion for the game.
Yeah, you can't underestimate the power of the flag. Running out to all of these fans and see those young players and all their faces coming out onto the pitch, it really builds it. And I know Sarries worked really hard to create that.
Have a look at Lottie Clapp there as the mascots make their way off the field, and the flag bearers as well. 3,000 in here for the duel, 1,100 or so in here, we've been told today. And Leicester Tigers in a huddle. Pre-match, there is today's referee in the centre as well. And it will be Saracens who get the game underway.
That's fine. Sorry, when she gets here.
I say Sarries will get the game underway. We'll just have a little bit of a delay whilst we're waiting for them to get themselves into position and for Zoe Harrison to walk over and pick up that ball.
Okay. Happy, guys? Coming to you, James.
And there is the whistle, and Zoe Harrison gets us underway here in North London. And Leicester Tigers respond. Lucy Nye with that first pass into Amy Croquet, a first touch on her first start for her new club. And there's McIntosh and Casolo making the tackle. And Leicester Tigers have broken free already, and they're going through here, and it's Claire Gallagher. She looks to put the boot on that ball, but just knocks it on. And we talked there, Flo, pre-match about the threat they all pose. We saw it there.
I think it's really interesting to see that they're not looking to exit, they're not playing territory, that they want to, straight off the bat, they're ready to play out of their own 22. And I think if Gallagher had got that ball away to Meg Jones there, we might have been in a bit of trouble. But good tackle here from Paige Farries, forcing the knock on as well.
We saw Leicester do this up at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road earlier in the season. That fast start being sort of orchestrated by Meg Jones, if you like, but a first scrum here, and let's see what this Saracens pack can do against this Leicester Tigers pack. It's the definition of PWR experience against talented players in a first season here, but that one was pretty stable. And Infante to Harrison, put boot to ball.
You're good now.
Oh, that was filthy. Well done.
Filthy, the call from Flo Williams. That was right on the money there from Zoe Harrison. And we'll have a look here at this. Harrison picks it up, only one thought in her mind, and that was perfect.
Was that not a 50-22?
See, I thought it was as well. Zoe Harrison is asking the question.
Surely.
It was inside the Saracens half before it was kicked, so
there we
go. We've got there now.
By definition of 50-22.
And that is the first start. That is the definition of 50-22. And Saracens set them all. Look to push forward here. May Campbell has her hands on it.
That's one.
And Saracens are still going, still motoring.
Out now you've changed. Out now you've changed. Advantage, yes, you have
Leanne
advantage.
Infante asking for the advantage, and it's come a penalty there for Saracens, collapsing them all. And
7 changing bikes.
pretty much the start the Saracens would have wanted there, Flo.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clinical to get a 50-metre territory gain and keep the ball in one phase. Sort of save the battery is really important.
Girls, we join on the back foot and stay where you start, okay? Don't change.
Let's see what happens then here. That one doesn't quite connect, and it's a knock on, and it's tidied up by Tigers. A let off there for the visitors.
Leave her there, you've trapped her. Hold.
And that one doesn't get much distance on it, but touch is found, crucially.
Green on the line.
It'll be a Leicester
Edge of the mark, green.
touch, it'll be a Saracens line out.
Edge of the line, girls.
Flo and a chance to get the line out working a bit better here. It's fair to say the last time out at StoneX, the set piece wasn't quite as fluid as it could have been, but Fee McIntosh back in today and calling the line out as well.
Yeah, I think Fee's a really experienced and calm head for us in that area, so I hope that she can bring that to the game today. But obviously as a back, I'm hoping to see a little bit of running rugby outside of these rolling balls. There it is.
Let's see what happens. Harrison boot to ball already, and Meg Jones having to deal with the bobbling ball, and she's going to have to track back, being chased down by Sophie Bridger. But she's had to ground it over the line, carried back a 5-metre scrum for Saris. Brilliant pressure from Sophie Bridger. And Ella, that's what she brings to this side at inside centre.
Yeah, 100%. That's a fantastic tackle from Sophie Bridger. I think we were looking in danger a bit there if Meg managed to find some space, because we were definitely short out wide, so clinical from Sophie Bridger.
That's okay.
5-metre scrum for Saracens then. The question here is, are they going to spin it wide, or is Poppy Cleal going to fancy a rumble from this distance? She's been deadly so far this season, has Poppy Cleal. It's
Ella, you'd be sniping from here, wouldn't you?
Well, I'd hope so.
I think Ella would be sniping, but let's see who gets the way here, Leanne Infante or Poppy Cleal. But at the moment they don't need it, because the scrum is motoring forward, and another penalty coming.
Stepping left.
And Saracens then with a decision to make here. Do they go for the scrum again? Do they look to tap? But it's fair to say in these opening 4 or 5 minutes, ascendancy certainly with that Saracens pack flow.
Yeah, I think we want to try and stay on top here, but we've had, what, 3-4 set pieces inside 22 now, so I think we need to get some points.
It's good to see the penalty count going our way at the start of this game.
Well, that was the one thing with the duel, wasn't it? That penalty count really let Harlequins back into the game as it progressed, and sort of scrambling for their lives at the end, Saracens, and just doing enough.
Yeah, it's such a momentum killer. But when it's going your way, then it can really get you into the right areas of the pitch.
Let's see what happens here then. Poppy Cleal with her hands on it, and Cleal goes to Infante. Infante, Harrison, ducking, weaving, going. Zoe Harrison reaches and scores back in the starting lineup. 5 minutes on the clock, and Zoe Harrison is over for the try. Flo, Ella, there was that little debate there about who was going to take it, whether it was going to be Poppy, whether it was going to be Leanne. In the end, they both combined, and Harrison walks through there in the end.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't have my bets on Zoe going route 1, but she made it, broke a couple of tackles there. I think it would be good for her confidence to break through tackles and get over the line early doors.
Yeah, that's what Zoe can do. She's triple threat, isn't she? She can throw the pass, so people have to defend the outside player, but then if she sees the space, she can take it as well.
Flo, for you as a fly half, you said you weren't expecting Zoe to have gone route 1. Would you have fancied yourself going route 1 there?
Absolutely never. Never route 1. Even if there's no one in front of me, I'll still pass it.
Got to admire the honesty. Got to admire the honesty.
What do you mean? You love a show and go?
You've got to have gas for that, not for me.
Harrison then lines this one up. Simple conversion for the fly half, converting her own score, and it's 7-0 to Saracens here. Perfect start for the North London side. And well, yes, a try from the fly half, but very much made by the backs there. Tigers then with the restart coming up. That one goes into the hands of Cleal, and she sets off.
Taken back, weight in front.
And Bridger this time is the one to put boot to ball. Taken really well there. by Amanda Swartz, and Leicester now have the opportunity to attack. And Flo, this is what Leicester need here, just a bit of possession and chance in and around that Sarries half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they build these phases here. Doing pretty well initially. Let's see what happens if they can keep hold of the ball.
And they're still building nicely at the moment. Building their way up to the 10-metre line.
There's a little bit of space on the edge if they can move it.
And still going, and Jones, and she gets the ball away. And there's Tess Fury bursting through, still going. Claire Gallagher eventually brings her to ground. Pass isn't the cleanest, but it's tidied up there by Donaldson, it looks like.
Moving too, thank you.
And Jones again looks, goes to Brodie, and Brodie puts the boot in there. Sophie Bridger there tidying up for her side and setting off. We saw a little bit of a show and going up and under from Hannah Bottoman last night. That one didn't quite work out. But that one there from Brodie has a penalty for Leicester Tigers, and Ella, the perfect response there to conceding that early score.
Yeah, Leicester's outside backs are looking really sharp today. I think they're seeing little half gaps and they're taking them, and it's paying off for them. So I'd like to see more of that for the rest of the game.
Let's have a look here then. Lovely little show and go initially from Tess Fury it was, as Meg Jones puts the ball into the corner. And that's what created that initial opportunity for the Tigers.
Zoe, don't till the hand comes down.
I think Amy Cocaine coming back into the side, Leicester's set piece is going to be pretty impressive today.
And it looked
so
impressive
we want to
there.
keep them away from that.
And they're building here, Leicester, they're building. Just a few metres out from the line. And they're getting closer, they are getting closer, are the Tigers.
Hands away!
Inches away now, and there's Nye.
Thanks, penalty
And
advantage.
Gallagher now.
Hold on.
Tigers coming back into this, doing what they need to do. Big carry from Brodie. She's been everywhere in these opening few minutes, and a penalty advantage by the sounds of things coming for the visitors as well.
Hold on.
Metres away now, and there's Nye to Jones, who steps, weaves, is wrapped up well. But Leicester go for the line and they're over, and it's Rasheen McBreen that goes over for the visitors. The perfect response. They went to tight. They went for the pick and go. They then kept it tight, powered over, and the perfect response from the visitors, Flo.
Yeah, I think building from that set piece, it was strong, got them a couple of metres away, and then having patience. You know, they didn't rush it, they didn't go wide straight away, they just built the phases. And I think having patience in this part of the pitch is really important, because ultimately how many phases can you defend without letting a couple of metres leak, and they've got over the line there pretty well.
And just having a look at this replay here, the pressure was building, pressure was mounting, and in the end very little that Saracens could do about there with that wave of attack.
I think they've had pretty good tempo. Lucy Nye at 9, getting the ball moving, and she's delivering that pretty well.
Meg Jones then with the conversion, and we're all square here at StoneX Stadium. It's 7 apiece with 11 minutes on the clock, and now it's Saracens' turn to have to respond. And Leicester growing into this game now. Lucy Nye again keeping that tempo high, as Flo was saying.
We've seen what Leicester can do from a restart. They can play out of their own 22, so excited to see what they pull out the bag here.
And that one has flopped around a little bit, but it's ended up in the hands of the Tigers.
Still advantage. Hold on.
And they're still looking to build, still looking to go.
Excuse me.
Wrapped up well there by Lou McMillan.
Okay, you're always under pressure. We'll go back to the
But
high
no
tackle.
advantage coming, and we'll come back for that Tigers penalty.
Just a high tackle. Penalty only.
I think it is hard work trying to play out of your 22 every time, and I think if you move it to width once and you don't make it, you've got to look to exit pretty quickly, because you're just working so hard, and any mistake and you're giving the opposition the ball in a really good attacking position. So I think Leicester are lucky to get this penalty here to get out, otherwise they were looking a little bit under pressure.
Come back to me, mate.
It's that thing with this Leicester team, isn't it? They're so exciting to watch. They want to play from everywhere, but it does have its flaws as well. I tell you what, that was some shot coming in there from Sharifa Kasolo, but slightly on the high side, and that's where the penalty advantage came from in the end. And Lucy Nye there with the ball, and an inside pass there for Tigers as they look to build again there. Tess Fury on the ball, and now Cockayne carries through Cleo. And Meg Jones to Claire Gallagher, and Gallagher sets off into Sydney Gregson.
Nice, Sydney.
Big tackle there from Gregson.
Sharifa Kasolo is stopping people on the game line, absolutely hitting them back.
Marley Packer on the bench today for Saracens, but Sharifa Kasolo, I mean, there's a penalty coming here against May Campbell for not rolling away, but she's really putting her body about in these early 13-14 minutes.
No, I think me and Ella can both attest. If the last person you want to run at is Sharifa, she hits you hard. So yeah, if you're defending next to her, then you know you're in a safe place.
You don't want to be hit by Sharifa. You also don't want to hit Sharifa. So it's a two-way thing.
One of the nicest people, I think it's fair to say, in the game, Sharifa Kasolo, but she packs a punch in contact. Leicester Tigers, though, are packing a punch at the moment in attack, and Talia Brody is one that started this game incredibly well. And Lucy Nye to Natasha Jones to Meg Jones. The Joneses in tandem, and Meg sets off. Nye again with that quick ball. Morgan Richardson now carrying
Sharifa's tackle
into
count
Solo.
is mine for the season in this game alone. What the hell? She is everywhere.
Brilliant work from this Saracens defence so far, but the Tigers are starting to build, starting to come through. That one, though, doesn't quite click. Are they going to keep it going? Yes, they are. Kata Jacobs tidies it up, but that looked a bit high, to say it mildly, and then taken above the horizontal. So a penalty for Tigers, and we saw what happened when they got into that Sarries 22 last time, Flo. Another opportunity for Amy Cockayne here.
Yeah, I think another set piece, another opportunity for them to build. I feel like this was a little bit harsh, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where they get to from here.
Not a bad nudge that by Meg Jones and Ella. They're in that perfect position.
Yeah, they've worked their way up the pitch, penalty after penalty. It's where discipline becomes really important here, because we've let them get into a really good attacking position.
And they're closing in on the line, are Leicester Tigers, as Cockayne has got her hands on the ball, and she gets it out to Nye and Gallagher and Jones. And now Tigers go, and Tigers go again through Amelia Tuck. 5 metres out, quick ball from Nye. Well held, but then intercepted by Paige Farries. A crucial intervention from the fullback and Kasolo to Harrison. And Sarries clear their lines.
That is a great exit. That is a great exit.
And tell you what, boy did Saracens need that exit, Ella, because Leicester there were coming forward at a rate of knots.
Yeah, they had a really quick ball. It was a critical intercept from Paige Farries, and then another fantastic exit from Zoe. Length on that.
Touch, all on!
So it's been touched and it's still in play.
Amy
It's live,
Cockayne in
and
the
Amy
loose.
Cockayne sets
How
up.
did I know she was going to put boot to ball?
It's been a theme this weekend and this afternoon already. Forwards putting boot to board. That was another decent nudge there by Cockayne. That looked slightly high though on Lottie Clapp, and the chance goes for Leicester. But 15-16 minutes into this game, and this is what happens when you put an England hooker in for her first start of the season. She's been everywhere so far.
Yeah, I think Amy Cockayne's knowledge of the laws there, there was absolutely no hesitation. She knew she could get on that ball. It was touched, so everyone was onside. I'm surprised she didn't go for the droppy. It was open. I'd back her from that distance. But yeah, it's great to see the impact that she's having on the team, and the game is competitive, and it's great to see it.
It is exactly what we want, and well, we can see here, like you said, Flo, knowing the rules, knowing that it was onside, and she set off there, put boot to ball, pretty decent tight spiral on Amy Cockayne there, but it's a Saracens line out on the 10-metre line. And Campbell to McIntosh, taken well off the top to Infante. Harrison, Cleo.
Move 6.
And now Infante to Harrison, and this one is going to go back to the boot from the fly half,
again.
But it's drifted out on the full,
unlucky.
And will come all the way back there. A line out for Tigers and a missed opportunity for Sarries, but Leicester again keeping that pressure on Ella and really pinning Sarries in here.
Yeah, I mean, Amy Cockayne back in for the throw now. We spoke about her impact on the set piece, but her around the park as well, man. You cannot beat it.
Yeah, you can come with your front player. Thank you.
Let's see what happens then from this line out. That one is cleanly taken, and they get it back to Knight. Spinning the ball, Brody holds on to it. And a penalty advantage coming again.
Swing back from Meg Jones.
And Eva Donaldson then puts her head down, powers through Infante. Georgia Evans eventually manages to help get the second row to ground. No advantage coming. We'll come back for that penalty, and well,
I think I might have jinxed it with the penalty count comment at the beginning.
May well have.
Penalties are killing us now.
Meg Jones was having a think about the quick tap there, but being conservative, going to touch, and with the way that Tigers line out has been working so far in the opening 20 minutes, it's not a bad shout at all.
Yeah, it's been really clinical, but as you say, you can't take your eye off Meg Jones. She's always eyeing up that quick tap.
As a 9, how do you feel about a 13 stealing the quick tap job?
Do you know what? Meg Jones steals the thunder of a lot of our roles, so I'll allow it.
Poppy Cleo there looks to have stolen the thunder at the Leicester line out, but an infringement there, and it will be a Leicester penalty. And these penalties are creeping up for Sarries at the moment. Poppy Cleo not happy with that one, but Leicester will certainly be, and Meg Jones will put this one probably not as far as she would have wanted, about 15 metres out, but the pressure still firmly on Saracens here.
She's back in the line out. She's back in the 15-metre line out drive.
Let's come back again though on that Saracen side. Leicester needed that line out to click, it didn't quite, and Cleo now gets her hands on the ball.
Hopefully another big exit from Zoe Harrison here, get us into a better position, take some pressure off.
Well, this is very similar to what we saw at Mattioli Woods Welford Road. The first 20 minutes at a bit of a slow burn, but Leicester in the ascendancy, and that one there from Infante probably doesn't get the length that she would have wanted on it. It's come off a gluttony of hands, but it's come back as a Leicester ball. And there was the overthrown line out from the visitors, but they still have possession. They're still in the right places in the field as far as they're concerned. And that one is a lot cleaner this time. And it goes out the back, and there's Meg Jones again, and she gets the ball on to
It's a great ball.
Tess Fury. And Lucy Nye with quick ball out there to Talia Brody. Casolo again with a monster tackle. And Meg Jones trying to keep this moving. There's Swartz. Gregson with the tackle. Churchy Knight into May Campbell. Campbell came out on top there. It slowed the ball down a little bit for the visitors.
Some big carries here from Leicester Tigers. We spoke about them in the little half gaps and finding spaces, but they're not afraid to take it up. Real physicality.
Great physicality from the visitors, but that hasn't quite worked out. All over the place in the end. A knock on, an accidental offside, and a Saracen scrum. And Flo, that for Leicester is going to be so frustrating because they've been so good for the last 10 minutes building that momentum.
Yeah, the bounce pass didn't quite work out there, did it? I think the route one is really interesting from them. Like they're getting that gain line, they're keeping momentum, but I think they've got to start to pick their moments of when it's time to start moving the ball around. Route 1 is good if you can maintain it, but our defence is holding up pretty well. We've got Sharifa Kasolo banging people, Sydney Gregson hitting people, Louisa McMillan going for it as well. So I think you've got to start moving the ball around because the defensive line is doing a good job for now.
A bit of time off here with Louise McMillan just receiving a bit of treatment. Some kids from the Under-16s festival enjoying themselves in the stands. Flo, whilst Louise is receiving a little bit of treatment on the ground, and Alex Alsterbury, a penny for his thoughts at the moment, but he searches for the answers for his side. These pre-match festivals, all these bits and pieces that the Saracens do and other clubs have really done as well. It's so important in terms of being on the same pitch, being around Premiership players and knowing you've got a chance to be there yourself in a few years' time.
Yeah, I think giving girls opportunity to play on the same pitch, to meet the players before the game, I think it's a special thing that women's sport has, that accessibility of players and fans together. And I know the players make a big effort to stay around after the games and see the fans as well. And that's not just something we do at Saracens. I know that it's a huge part of every PWR club, that accessibility of the fans and players. So I really hope that is something that we can maintain for years to come.
And Ella, essentially contracted now with England, but you had your time working for the Saracens Foundation as well, and so many different bits and pieces in terms of accessibility, like Flo said, not just for young kids, but the older community, people with disabilities as well. And that sort of engagement, especially in women's rugby, is so important.
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, when I worked for the foundation, I was part of the disability team, and a load of the participants from those projects come down to the games now. It's so good to kind of diversify our audience. Yeah, really nice to see them all still supporting the game.
Back underway then, it will be a Saracens scrum. Pretty much near enough to halfway, and pretty much centrally set as well, so lots of opportunities here. There's Harrison to the right, Bridger to the left.
Love a centre field scrum, such an exciting attacking position.
Let's
My
see
bets
what
are
Sarries do
then
then.
going left.
At the moment they're just content to move this one forward and take the penalty advantage, and now they swing it left, and there's Bridger, puts boot to ball. No advantage coming, and Sydney Gregson had started to run a little bit early there, slightly offside, but we'll come back for the penalty, and Harrison, I'll have no doubt, will put this one pretty close to that Leicester 22.
I think having Bridger back in the side is great, to have that left-footed kick threat across the field. We saw her taking an exit kick earlier and then sitting in the backfield, but to have a centre field scrum and have a decent kicker on both sides of that in the backfield would be an absolute nightmare to defend. Oh, just a touch.
That
just
one
a touch short.
Hasn't found touched, and Meg Jones sit down there. Sophie Bridger onto the floor as Meg Jones sets away.
When they keep the ball alive, Leicester look really threatening. They're making those line breaks and then keeping the ball alive before they get to ground. It makes it so hard to defend.
Poppy Cleal there with we'll call that a Poppy Cleal special, getting the hand
Cleal
in on the scrum half.
Yeah, I don't like that one. Don't like that one myself.
Ella, how many times did she do that to you in training?
Oh, it's relentless. It is relentless, but it's good practice.
It is. Let's have a look here, though. An early sub for Leicester Tigers. And it's number 19, Jade Jones, making her way on. Number 3, Afuri Ugiagbe is off. An early change for Leicester. Not sure if that's tactical or injury.
Back in pretty much the exact same position now. I would love to see them keep it in hand, attack it. It's a really difficult place to defend from. You can see they've got down this right side. We've got 3 attackers against 2 defenders. Let's see Paige Ferries or Corinne Grant get the ball in hand and run.
Saracens, that's what they need to do, is get their speedsters on to the ball. It's been lacking a little bit so far. And Infante to Harrison, and Harrison spins it, but it flies forward and into touch. Just guilty of overplaying a little bit at the moment, Saracens Flo.
See, I on the other hand would have loved to have seen a 50-22 there. That's where we differ, Ella. I think it's good to keep the ball in hand and to build those phases, but as we saw in the opening minutes, just to put it in the 22, force Leicester to exit I think it is a really good option. You get 40-50 metres in one phase. Obviously, as a kicker, I'm going to say that, but it feels like a decent option.
40-50, yeah.
That one has come back on the Saracens side. It's been tidied up by Lou McMillan. And there's May Campbell again there, into contact but hit hard by Casa Jacobs. She'll want to make an impression on her first game back at StoneX for her new club. But Bridger gets the ball away to Gregson. Gregson wrapped up well by Brodie. And the ball's been lost forward, and it's come back with the Tigers here. And Jones has seen space, Meg Jones, and she's got the pace. But the touchline wins that battle.
Thanks.
Meg Jones there in shot. That sevens prowess, seeing the space and backing herself every single time.
On me.
But it will be a Saracens line out here.
Yeah, she is a nightmare to play against. She's everywhere.
Thank you.
One of those players, Meg Jones, that just has the ability to create something from nothing.
Through the mark.
Saracens are probably hoping that they can do that themselves at the moment. 26 minutes into this game, and it's been a bit of a slow burner, I think it's fair to say. Sarries won't be too happy, but Tigers will be delighted. But Leanne Infante has seen space, puts boot to ball, but it's gone straight out. She puts her hand up apologetically. I was just saying there, Sarries needed something out of nothing. That nearly was that from Leanne Infante. But
it's a great option. You can see what she's trying to do there. She's drawn in the last defender, and then she's getting the ball over the top. If that bounces, you've got Lottie Clapp steaming onto that.
It was a great show and go from Infante. You can see the replay here. Steps through and goes and leaves Rasheen McBreen struggling there. But Leicester have gone quickly from the line out and spun this one wide. Casolo again is there. And there's Nye. Cockayne carrying into contact. And another penalty advantage coming the way of the visitors.
For anyone that saw that, is the definition of a chop tackle, May Campbell there. She's eating ankles for breakfast.
Incredible tackle from May Campbell. But it's a penalty for Leicester, and Meg Jones, that one
missed touch. Hasn't
found touch, and Paige Farries now sets off a chance to see the jet-heeled fullback have ball in hand for the first time this afternoon.
That's a let-off for Sarries, that.
Harrison, she's seen space there, and that's an interesting one.
Get there, Lottie.
Lottie Clapp is chasing it. Who's going to win? Well, the touchline wins, but it's not a bad option from Zoe Harrison there. And it will be a Leicester line out, but that Tigers defence, Ella, is really holding firm at the moment and asking some serious questions of the Sarries attack.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen most of the balls kind of been in Leicester's attacking half, so got to see Sarries pull something out the bag here.
And another change in the front row for Leicester Tigers. Churchy Knight's day is done, and Leah Bartlett is making her way onto the field. So both props off for the visitors. It's not something you normally see in the first half hour of a match, but Tigers feeling they need to make that change, and Nye gets the ball away quickly, and there's Jones to Brodie, and Brodie through that first tackle. Nye to the other Jones, Meg, and back to Natasha.
Keep moving, May, thank you.
Tigers are still building here with Casa Jacobs.
Away, Black.
Still building nicely. Here goes Eva Donaldson. Jones to Gallagher, and that's a brilliant ball out there.
That's really nice.
And Amelia Tutt is still going. Amelia Tutt.
The strength. They're peeling off shoulders really nicely there. Getting into those half gaps again.
And there's Donaldson to Jacobs, and the ball has gone forward, hacked forward by McIntosh. And now the chase is on. Sydney Gregson. And boot to ball from the Tigers. That's going to go into touch. And I tell you what, this game is so open at the moment.
So back and forth.
Let's have a look then here at this break from Tigers, because it was so well constructed, and Amanda Swartz, as she said, Ella, showed brilliant strength.
Tigers, line. out. Line.
You can see here Donaldson carried hard, a huge shot coming in then on Kata Jacobs, and it's Casolo, it looked like again.
Or Fee McIntosh with the volley, love that.
And then Fee McIntosh with the volley. I don't know what it is today about forwards and kicking the ball, but there we go. Sydney Gregson does the forwards job there, carries hard into contact.
I think Amelia Tutt on the wing for Tigers as well has had a couple of really strong carries. She's quite a big winger, and when she gets on the ball, she's got some power and she takes some stopping. So I think she's definitely one to keep an eye on. She's had a great start to this game.
She's been really impressive, Amelia Tutt, as has the whole Leicester Tigers back three, actually, just in terms of, you can't see it always on screen, but in front of us, sweeping and covering that backfield so well as well. Saracens with the penalty though, and Harrison's put that into a good attacking position, and it's probably the first time in a good few minutes that Sarries have been in this Leicester half now, so they need to try and make the most of it.
Yeah, I think we just need to go back to what worked for us in the first 5 minutes, take the territory, win the set piece, that was slightly unorthodox, but win the set piece and build from there. I think once we set a platform, we're in a good position, but it's almost like we've tried to overplay in certain scenarios.
But this could be an opportunity. Lottie has she got onto the end of it? Not quite. The ball evades the hands of the winger and the co-captain at the final moment. Harrison again looked to put boot to ball. Clapp was on it.
A little bit of footwork from Lottie Clapp there at the end as well. That just didn't quite come together.
Let's have a look here. Harrison with that delicate little chip through. Clapp gets the foot to it.
Oh.
Can't quite get the hands on it at the ball. There's a Leicester Tigers player down, so we'll have a stoppage in play.
I think she headed that over the line at the end.
Yeah, I don't think that was a knock on. Doesn't count.
Well, she was asking the referee and saying that, well, she thought she might have been tackled before she managed to get her hands onto the ball. But Tigers with that player down then at the moment. It's Leah Bartlett who's just come onto the field.
This is interesting from Leicester now because they've already made 2 subs in the front row, so it's a dangerous position to be in with 60 minutes to play and no front row cover or limited front row cover on the bench. We could see some, maybe Meg will go there, she can do everything, right?
Good maths from Flo there. 60 minutes to play. I think 50. 48 actually, to be precise. I saw her working it out.
Back underway then, and it will be a Leicester Tigers scrum. They'll be under pressure here. A new prop pair alongside Amy Cockayne. And that's much more solid from the Tigers. Sarries look to try and get the shove on. And Tigers not afraid to play from anywhere, playing out from their own try line here. And Kata Jacobs carries into McIntosh and McMillan, teammates of hers last season.
Do not lean over.
And they're still looking to play, and you've got to give Leicester credit for this adventurous attacking style of rugby. But in the end, the sensible option, putting boot to ball, stayed in though.
Oh, it's given Saracens an opportunity. We've got players wide if they can get it there.
There is an opportunity for Saracens, but they're going to go tight at the moment with Cleo. Big carry from the England number 8. And the referee's arm goes out. There's Gondwy. Penalty advantage coming for the high tackle.
Back for the penalty.
And we'll come back for that penalty and put this one into the corner. And Saracens need to get the momentum back, and this is a perfect opportunity to do it. Set piece needs to function.
Yeah, we've got to go in at half time with another score on the board, really.
And that is a good nudge there from
do
Harrison.
have another 6.5 minutes though. So.
Edge of that line, Hugh.
And Leicester, we talked about it pre-show, Flo. They've really grown in the last few weeks. They were disappointed last week, but Gloucester Hartpury, they were in control for so much of that game, and they're really now starting to gel as a unit.
Yeah, I think they were underdogs at the start of the season, understandably, coming in fresh into the league, but they brought some new players in, and the likes of Amy Cocaine coming back to fitness, and Claire Gallagher joining has added some depth to the squad, and I think they're looking really dangerous. And as we see here, Meg running hair down from anywhere.
A deliberate knock-on there from Poppy Clear as Tigers looked to take it quickly.
I think the hair down actually gives her superpowers. It always seems to be when her hair's flapping around.
Well, it is superpower weekend here in the Allianz PWR. Claire Gallagher then ends up putting that one into touch for Meg Jones while she puts her hair back up, but not afraid to attack from anywhere, Leicester, and just have a word from the referee there.
Okay, they've given you 4.
Too many penalties is the call there from Sarries, and they are creeping. And you do wonder how long until she will look to her pocket.
If you call 4, you need to put 4 in the line out.
See what she says here.
We'll reset, give them the correct numbers. Reset.
So Leicester not giving Saracens the correct numbers.
A little bit of tomfoolery there in the line out. It's a classic.
Do a reset and we'll go again.
We'll bring them to you. Girls.
Mind games.
Leicester, come up, come up.
Good refereeing
Girls,
there, getting everybody into position.
You'll set your own gap. This is too big. Step in.
This is one for the highlights reel, this. 3 reset lineouts.
To be fair, I'd rather this than multiple reset scrums, but that one has gone over the top to May Campbell, and May Campbell charges into contact, powers through Morgan Richardson, and is this the speck of light that Saracens needed? Poppy Cleal with the carry. Infante, McMillan coming on at pace. International colleagues pulling her down, but Infante again to Rose, and Rose carries hard. And this is what Saracens need. Penalty advantage coming. Still playing the penalty advantage. It's not quite clicked there for Sarries. And what does Infante do here? She spins to Cleal. Cleal with the kick. Nothing coming. Penalty advantage.
Back 10, girls.
Forwards have lost their minds today.
Will come, but that was an interesting passage of play, I think it's fair to say, and Infante thinks about the quick one.
But you've not played it yet, have you? Girls, 10.
And she's taken quickly Infante, and Infante to Poppy Cleal with the charge. Poppy Cleal hauled back, but Saracens where they need to be, where they want to be.
Counter is
and there's
fine.
May Campbell now with the carry, inches away from the line, got to stay connected to her squad. And they're there with her. And there's Gondwy with her hands on the ball. Akina Gondwy with the carry, pulled down by Donaldson. And Cleal waiting, Cleal going. Cleal not quite scoring, but Georgia Evans thinks she might have a go.
We've got the entire Saracens backline in this 15 metres here.
Leicester defending with everything they've got, and the referee having a look. There is the try. May Campbell, it looks like, has got it down in the end, and Sarries kept it tight, did what they needed to do. Slightly strange circumstances in terms of getting that score, so much space out wide like you were both saying, but a crucial score from May Campbell.
A score is a score, absolutely. It was a smart decision really from Leanne Infante to take the quick tap. Our line out hasn't been massively consistent, so in the position we were, take the quick tap, stay on top, and then power over eventually.
Let's have a look then when this replay comes through. Sarries kept it tight, May Campbell there, and Zoe Harrison lining this one up. Ella, just talk us through, as a scrum half like Leanne was doing there, what are the messages you're saying to your pack whilst they're inching ever closer, but you know you've got that back line outside you?
I think she would have been screaming not to get held up, really. I think that's the key thing for us in that area, just staying real nice and low, powering over, and then if it's on for the backs, then she'll be screaming for the ball. But in those circumstances, yeah, it was forwards taking us over.
Zoe Harrison then with the extras as well, 14-7 to her side. And Tigers then getting us back underway.
Running across the pitch, trying to find some space.
Saracens are gonna concede
and we've seen
a yellow card here.
What's that for?
We're seeing the player down on the ground. It looks like it's Poppy Cleal.
Time is off.
She's staying down, so time is off. She has gone to the bin. Sarri's had possession of the ball, but the referee has run out of patience there. Let's listen and see what she says.
Good to see Amy Cocaine have some nice words for Poppy there.
That's what it's for. Okay, I'll speak to my AR if they've seen anything. I haven't seen anything like, but your players can't swear at me in that, okay?
So that's the decision there. Poppy Cleal thinking it was a high tackle on her and some comments towards the referee. And if the referee has heard language, then fair play. Let's listen to what she has to say then to her AR.
So I've just explained to Lottie the swearing to request a penalty, which is the reason Poppy's going to the bin. Have you seen any head collision? Because I have not. Okay.
So
Pardon? Time is
neither
off,
the
yes.
referee or the assistant referee has seen any head contact. So time is off whilst Cleal is down receiving treatment. But she will then go to the bin. Let's have a look at this one here, both of you.
No, so obviously we spoke to them about discipline in their 20.
That looked like
when
that
we came into your
was
22,
high contact, but the referee hadn't seen it. Talk us through that one.
So,
I mean, it looked pretty high to me. It's just without the use of the replay that we have here, I don't understand how referees can make these decisions. And if there's any doubt, sure, I mean that's head on head. If there's any doubt, sure, you have to give it. The safety of the game has to come first. And I think if there's any doubt in your mind, you have to give these. And I don't think we see enough of these high shots being penalised or carded, to be honest. And that is down to the fact that we don't have the instant replay available to the refs, but it is a bit disappointing for it to be missed.
You don't often see someone get a head-on-head tackle made on them and then be the one to get a yellow card.
But if it was someone, it would be Poppy Cleal.
But as the referee has rightly said, head contact or no head contact, you cannot swear at an official on the ground. Cleal is making her way off. She doesn't look like she's in the most comfortable of positions. And so from a Saracens perspective, don't need to ready anybody yet with her in the bin for 10 minutes. But going into the final minute of this half, Leicester have an opportunity to kick this into the corner and try and tie this one up.
We've got front, watch it back!
This could be critical for Leicester here if they can get a score before half-time. Completely changes the game.
You have to say, from Leicester's perspective, they don't deserve to be going in at half-time down, but obstruction at the line out, and it will be a penalty for Saracens. A big win there for Saracens, and some afters there between Cocaine and Gondwy.
Holding on.
We love a push. We love a push.
Again, though, Donna Rose receiving a little bit of treatment.
You've got less than one. Okay, time's off for the contact lens, because you're going to want her at the line out anyway.
And Donna Rose just putting her contact lenses back in. So a little bit of a delay before we get back underway.
I think the stadium team are having a bit of a laugh with Donna Rose here. She's trying to put a contact lens in with a very slight hand, and they've put Darude Sandstorm on to really help with that.
That's really harsh, isn't it? I have to say.
Depends
Never
on
tried to put your contacts back in a club.
So they can take the line out. Okay, but if it's
not a skill you have.
then see what else happens.
Donna Rose then still struggling to get that contact lens back in. But we've got a little bit of a pause here. We've only got about 20 seconds or so to half time. Ella, it's been a proper arm wrestle of the first half of this, despite how open the game's been.
Yeah, I mean we've seen some really exciting rugby from both sides, but it looks like they're pretty evenly matched, and it's been really back and forth, which is great to see with a kind of top 4 team playing against a bottom 4 team, with it still being such a tight game.
Harrison then goes for touch. And May Campbell want to get this one straight, and she does into Georgia Evans. And Saracens then, as half-time comes, will have a decision to make here. Do they look to just get this one off the pitch, or do they try and play? Well, Leicester are going to make the decision for them, actually. And the referee has a look, and that is the break. It's half-time here. And it's 14-7 to Saracens. It's It's been an interesting half, I think it's fair to say. Leicester have acquitted themselves incredibly well. Saracens burst out of the trap, Zoe Harrison with the try, but then pretty much after that, it's been all Tigers.
They're naturally going to come into there, aren't they?
Let's just have a quick listen to what the referee's saying to Leanne Infante here as they walk in.
Okay. So if they're there legally, okay, and they don't change their original bind, then yeah, if that's the dynamics of the maul. Okay. If they're illegal, we're moving. Or you're getting
so dynamics of the maul, they're being explained and debated between the referee and Leanne Infante. It's 14-7 here at the break. Let's have a little bit of a look at some of the action from that first period. And we'll have a look here. Flo, Leicester came out of the traps flying, and they're really looking to create something from pretty much all over the field.
Yeah, I think this sort of set the tone of what to expect from Leicester today, that they were willing to attack from their 22 and come at it hard. And I think we should have sort of read that early on and tried to keep them at bay and keep them at arm's length and play a bit more of a territory game. And once we get into those positions, we can be really threatening. And as we see here, every time we enter the 22, we're scoring points. So I think we just need to keep doing that.
Zoe Harrison there, we can see these angles here going route one, as you said at the time, but a really important score to open the half up. And you thought at this time that Sarries were going to be confident and comfortable to keep moving forward, but Leicester came back into it, as we saw here.
Yeah, I think Leicester's backline has been really exciting. Every time they've got the ball, they've kept it, they've made grounds, they've recycled, and then their forwards have been really aggressive in their carries. So I think we're really excited to see how they carry on. They've got about 8 minutes or so at the start of the next half with a one-player advantage. So it'll be interesting to see how they use that.
We mentioned their offloads as well, and they've been so accurate with those little passes after contact before they hit the ground, and I think that's something that's really helped them stay on top. They've been getting in behind, keeping those offloads going, and it's so exciting to see.
And in the end though, the offloaded game has been brilliant, but they pulled themselves back into the game by keeping it tight and going route one, and Roisin McBreen it was in the end going over for her side. A really important score for the Tigers, and that just let the confidence flow for them, Ella.
Yeah, definitely, and they when they get into this 22 area, they seem to have such good quick ball. A couple of times they haven't quite been able to hold on to it, but with that quick ball it's so hard to defend then. Once you've made 2-3 phases getting around the corner, really difficult to defend.
But then there was this opportunity with the Harrison kick through, and Lottie Clapp so close to managing to hold on to that after that little, call it a chip, but she couldn't quite get her hands to it at the end there, and a let off for the Tigers.
Yeah, that would have been an absolute super score. That would have been incredible. What could have been.
But Saracens kept putting the pressure on, and eventually Tigers cracked. The line out didn't click. May Campbell came away with it, started the attack, bumped off Morgan Richardson, and then managed to finish the try off herself from close range. Yeah,
May Campbell's been incredible off the back of those overthrown line outs. She's beaten 3-4 defenders every time, stepping a couple, bouncing a couple off. It's really good to see.
It was a really important score for Saracens to go in ahead at the break, something that they needed to do just to give them that confidence and give them that momentum. And you can see here May Campbell just reaching out, burrowing through and finding the tiniest of tiny gaps to eventually go over for her side.
Yeah, May Campbell's speciality.
But then the final one here at the end of the first half, the contentious decision, the Poppy Cleal there, seemingly head-on-head contact on her from Jade Jones. But back chat towards the referee, and Cleal in the end goes to the bin for 10 minutes.
I mean, you've got a feel for Poppy there. You've just got absolutely whacked in the head, and you should be given a 5 or 6 seconds of leeway there, but immediately penalised and gone against her. So I think it's quite harsh.
But It's all to play for in the second half, and Saracens will be without her for the first 9 minutes or so of that second period. Well, it's been 3 weeks since Saracens have last played. Perhaps that could explain some of the rustiness in the first half, but Leicester Tigers were in action last week against Trailfinders Women as well. Let's take a look back at how both sides got on in their most recent fixtures.
Our roundup begins with the duel in the capital, where league leaders Saracens were out to leave a mark on London rivals Harlequins. Commentary comes from Johnny Hammond.
Wilcox. Tirani. Momentum just stopped ever so slightly. Driving down the side, the Harlequins, and they've grabbed the first score, and it's Shauna Brown. Saracens pouring forward. Quinn stole it, and then Saris stole it back again. 4 metres short here, Saracens.
We're onside! We're onside!
Farris waiting on this right-hand side. Forwards. Won't give this one up easily, and they're over again. McKinley Hunt. They spin round on that right-hand side. Evans has been pulled out, but driving towards their line, they're over it. McKinley Hunt with a double. Saracens on the front foot again, getting over that gain line. Poppy clear. Kildunny is trying to hold her up, but there's acres of space on the right-hand side. Keep it tight though, Kelsey Clifford. It looks like they've got themselves over that line again, Saracen, and it is McKinley Hunt. Hat-trick. Cromack. Oh, look at this, that is brilliant. Freya Orkin underneath it, and Harlequins have scored that try. And Harlequins have powered over. Nicole White. Leading just about. Another penalty coming here. Maybe more when this breaks down. If it breaks down, Caris Phillips is there. Goes on the left-hand side. Oh, Quids have got there. 2 points the difference in the duel. Amy Lazelle. Zoe Harrison just to add 3 more points at the end. The final score at the StoneX, Saracens 29, Harlequins 24.
And finally to the Mattioli Woods Welford Road Stadium for Leicester Tigers versus Trailfinders. The London side won their only previous meeting in this competition and started strongly, with Liz Craik crossing the line. A show of strength there from the visitors, who had yet to win away from home this campaign. That target looked a little more likely just 5 minutes later, when Vicky Laughlin broke free and raced down the field. A neat pass to Julia Schell, who scored her 3rd try of the season. They were on the right track, and before the 30-minute mark had added another 5 points to their tally. Abby Dow charging toward the corner flag and dotting down. Tigers, victorious in 2 of their last 3 outings, fought back before the break. Ellis Martin's try and a conversion from Meg Jones reducing the deficit. Only for Trailfinders to reassert their dominance. A forceful pack and a determined Craik. She bundled over for her 2nd of the match, with Shell doing the business from the conversion. Leicester came out after the interval newly energised. They had a lot of ground to make up, but looked set on climbing that mountain. Talia Brodie crossing the line. But it wasn't to be their day. Instead of a first home success for the Tigers, it was a first away triumph for Trailfinders. Shell's penalty confirmed a 29-14 win for the visitors.
I'm delighted to say that I've made my way back down pitch side, and I'm joined by Eloise. Eloise, you've been part of the Empower Her project here at Saracens. You've helped me out with a lot of match days as well, I think it's fair to say. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing with the club.
So the Empower Her course I started in September 2021 and I loved it so much, and so I joined again this year. So I've been doing some media match day obviously with you, and some photography as well, because I want to be a sports photographer, so yeah, that's been really great opportunities with you as well. So, yeah.
And I know you were able to do that work experience in the summer as well.
Yeah.
That Empower Her programme, how did that come about? How were you able to find out about it?
It was so funny. I was just sat with my mum. My family have been a fan of the club for years. My dad's been a fan since he was younger, and my mum said, "Oh, there's just this Empower Her course, why don't you apply?" And I said, "Oh yeah, sure, I probably won't get it, it's fine, I'll see." And then a few weeks later I got an email and I was on it and I was thrilled. So yeah, I went to the first session and it was amazing.
And you've enjoyed it all so far?
Yeah, oh my gosh, I love it. I will not stop talking about it to everyone. Genuinely, I love it so much.
And just a final question, you said you've come down, you want to do photography eventually. The Women's League, all of these opportunities, all of these matches, for you, seeing all of these players like the ones behind us on the field, how inspiring is that?
Genuinely, it's such a cool opportunity to see all these women so high up in sport, and especially knowing that I can take these steps. I think it's quite daunting from outside, thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this for a living, but seeing all these people here and just talking to everyone's so friendly, it's really inspiring to see, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, Eloise, it's been a pleasure to have you with me so far this season. It's been a pleasure to have you with me for this couple of minutes at half-time as well. If you want to find out more about the Empower Her programme here at Saracens, then search Empower Her on Google or head to the website, and you never know, you could be in Eloise's shoes in a couple of years' time as well.
Healing from injury overnight. Bet you never heard that one before. I find like refueling just really annoying, so I'd just be like super hydrated all the time, super full, I wouldn't have to think about any meal prep, so yeah, that's why. Super girl, super hydrated girl. Might not be a shapeshifter, no doubt. I'd love to swim in the sea like an orca. I'd love to be a kitchen sponge, see what it's like to be that useful for once,
I'd love to be able to feel full, I feel like I just...
I'm never full,
I just eat all the time, and I don't know if that's a superpower, if that's just part of life.
Time travel, forward and back, having my superpower.
Read people's minds. Yeah, nosy.
I would have teleportation, because I'm always late, so I'll never be late again. You can do whatever you like with teleportation, and I'm always friggin' late, so...
I would be invisible, so I can go around flicking everyone's ears.
My superpower would be to have X-ray vision, so that I could see what's on the other side of a blackjack table. Winner, winner.
Well, a little bit of a look then about what our Saracens players would choose as their superpowers if they could. Ella, you said there about healing from injury. How is the injury healing going?
Yeah, it's coming along slowly but surely. Hoping to be back in the running fairly soon. Just working on strengthening it at the minute, and getting through.
Well, we can see there Leicester Tigers have made their way back out onto the field a little bit earlier than I think people were expecting, but Saracens are about to make their way back out onto the field, and as they do that and the crowd gets off their feet, Flo, let's have a little bit of a talk about the final venue. It's been announced yesterday, Sandy Park, Exeter, 22nd of June. there's worse places to go in terms of the sun, isn't there? But a really good venue. They'll put on a great show, and it will be a great occasion.
Yeah, I think Exeter and Sandy Park have a really good pedigree in putting on great events and getting people to show up. The Exeter fans always show up and they always make their voices heard. They've hosted Red Roses games in the past. They're huge supporters of women's rugby, so hopefully another great occasion and some records to be broken. I think 10,000 plus has got to be the target.
10,000 plus certainly has to be after the success of last season's final at, well, Queensholm as it was known for the day. 40 minutes of rugby still to go here though, and Saracens will be playing with a player down for at least 9 of those. Casolo there juggling that one, just about holding on to it, and Infante back to Harrison and boot the ball from the England rows. Tidied up there by Amanda Swartz, and she carries into contact. Bartlett to Jones.
It's well picked up by Nye there at the back. Cassie Jacobs with some
kept in brilliantly
Michael
there,
Jordan
and
skills
suddenly
there.
Bursting free, Zoe Harrison has to make the tackle, and big carry from Bartlett, but into the referee, and we have to stop the game, and Leicester are going to be so disappointed with that. They've got the scrum, but Bartlett saw the try line and then suddenly saw that big splodge of yellow in front of her, and the referee just accidentally getting in the way.
It's
but look at this from Leicester here. It was brilliant work down that short side.
That's great effort to keep that in. Cassie Jacobs on the wing there, showing some creativity.
You're right, Tash.
Yeah, I don't think any of the Saris players expected her to keep that in, because they all clocked off a little bit. But great critical tackle from Zoe Harrison. She's always good at that. You can rely on her to make that last man tackle.
She's gone well today, Cassie Jacobs. Obviously wants to prove a point against her former employers as well. But whilst we've got a little bit of a time off here, just have a look at that again. It was a lovely inside ball, and Swartz was away, and Harrison had to make that tackle.
Closing the space.
And Leicester were coming in waves, and Bartlett just picked the wrong place. But you have to say, pretty decent rap from the referee. I think maybe shoulder was a little bit high, but not a bad effort overall.
She wouldn't give it.
Good.
Little bit of a stoppage here then, just for a bit of treatment for a Leicester Tigers player. We'll be back underway with a 5-metre scrum for Leicester Tigers. Amy Cocaine just doing some stretching
because
there,
I made the tackle, unfortunately.
We are now getting ready to get back underway. And the referee herself there just saying,
time is on.
Yeah, sorry about getting into that 5-metre channel. But we're back underway, time is on, and a dangerous position for Leicester Tigers here.
Crouch!
Interesting to see they've got all their inside backs in about 15-20 metres of space, and then a winger out in the far channel here. Crossfield option is on, and we know that they can do it, so it'll be tough to defend.
Let's see, that scrum has been shored up superbly since they made those changes, and Brodie goes, and Brodie scores, and Leicester have got a kick to bring themselves level, and Talia Brodie, we've seen that power in the loose so far this afternoon, with no Poppy Cleal there to marshal that position. The opposition number 8 has struck, has enjoyed that one, and has pulled her side right back into it.
Yeah, capitalising on Poppy Cleal's absence there for sure. I think there was a big gap there between the scrum and our Surrey's first defender, so she went route 1.
Oh, no, I'm good, thanks. Rebecca, if 10's
Difficult
coming off,
conversion,
does check who captain is for Leicester now?
A change we can hear coming up for Leicester Tigers as well. It's Natasha Jones that is coming off, and Sarah Nicholas that will be coming on. That one has been missed by Meg Jones, so it's a 2-point game. Saracens just in the lead, but Leicester the perfect start to the half, and well, we can have a look here. Ella, pure power from the number 8.
Yeah, I mean, when the space is in front of you and you got to take it, and that was exactly what she did. She saw that Poppy Cleal wasn't up, well, not on the pitch, so can't get up off the back of the scrum like she usually does, and took the space in front of her.
Let's see how Sarries respond then. They've got about 6 minutes to go without Cleal.
Excuse me.
Leicester Tigers with a new 10 on the pitch now.
Sarah Nicholas, one of those players. Oh, that's a
From
disappointing
advantage.
knock on there from the Tigers. Can Sarries capitalise?
There's no advantage play.
We're about to say there, Sarah Nicholas has shot the ball. I was going to say one of those players that, like so many, had to deal with the difficulty with Warriors Women at the start of the season, but found a new home at Leicester Tigers. And it's great, obviously, that so many of these players have found a home across the league.
Sarries, let's go, girls.
Sarries with the scrum though, and they've been rather gifted this opportunity here.
Crouch!
Yeah, it's not a bad position to attack from, for sure.
Fine!
Sarries all to the right of the scrum, and Lottie Clapp on the inside of Zoe Harrison. That scrum, a bit all over the place, mopped up, tidied up, and a penalty
No, she's
or a
fine.
knock-on.
We've got a
What's it going to
penalty
be?
at
A
the scrum.
penalty for Leicester.
Is it angle or to floor?
Going
penalty for Sarries.
in from the angle at the scrum.
Tight head to floor. Sorry, loose head,
And
apologies.
Harrison can put this one back into the corner.
Jackal.
Harrison then puts boot to ball.
Under
High
pressure
away
to
to the
floor.
danger zone.
Mark's there.
Blares around the stadium. May Campbell has the ball in her hands, 10 metres out,
19.
but there will be another substitution for the visitors.
19. Yeah. Stop.
And it's Jade Jones
Thank you.
leaving the field to be replaced by 18 Lisa Cockburn.
Pardon?
So the sub from the first half is making her way off the field.
They must be running out of subs now, Leicester.
Okay, time on.
Well, I wonder if Leicester on that tight head side have gone with almost like a 25 minutes each job for this game. But let's see what happens here. Sarri set the maul, but it isn't straight. A let off for Leicester. Really frustrating again for Saracens, and a big win for the Tigers.
Option roll. Scrum. Scrum
And
scored.
they've opted for the scrum. Disappointing there, Flo. That was a clear opportunity for Sarries.
Yeah, you have to be clinical when you get into those positions, and especially with a player down to sneak some points in that time is really a bonus. So to lose it at the set piece is quite frustrating.
Sir. Crouch. Fine.
Let's see what happens at this scrum then.
Yeah, and stay back foot.
Gallagher puts boot to ball. She's seen space, and it's taken brilliantly on that far side by Tess Fury, but Corinne Grant wraps her up. And Brody to Jacobs, and Jacobs into Gondwy, and Gondwy sends her back from where she came, and that one has been juggled around. And
there's panic stations now.
Now Leicester having to build from a lot further back into their 22 than they wanted to. And that's got the Sarries fans off their feet, trying to bring the noise, energise their side and put the pressure on.
Tackle!
Clapp
Hands away,
looking to strip the ball, can't quite. Tackle made. Donna Rose has come back with the ball for her side. Brilliant turnover from the Welsh international, and Sarries now where they need to be, where they want to be, still with a player down. Looking for a third score. There's Rose again with hands on ball. Tackled hard, and Campbell goes and is sent backwards. Gondwy this time. Good carry from the prop. She's been an energetic presence today for her side. And Infante snipes. Infante goes. Infante scores for Saracens.
The crash ball 9.
We saw the crash ball 10. Now we've seen the crash ball 9, as Ella just said. That was needed, that was crucial, and Sarries edged themselves further ahead with the conversion to come. Great awareness there from the scrum half. We've got the replay here. Flo, just talk us through this one.
Well, it's not necessarily my speciality. There's a lot of pick and goes here, but I think Leanne does a great job here to spot that space and finish it. It's not an easy finish from there. She's got the ball out in front. It's pretty vulnerable, but she's got it down, and I think we've slightly redeemed ourselves from the set piece loss. But that all built from Leicester not executing an exit. They took a crossfield and they maintained possession, which was nice, but I don't actually think they got out of the 22 at all. So I think it's just a dangerous game playing inside your own 22, and it's paid off for them today, but it has also led to a couple of losses of possession. That's a great kick from Zoe Harrison there.
And Harrison then adds the conversion. Could that end up being crucial? The way this game has been going, kicks seem to be really important today. Well, Poppy Cleal is down pitch side, readying herself to make her way back onto the field, and so is Marley Packer. That will be at the next stoppage, I imagine. And what a pick up that was there from May Campbell, right down on the floor. A daisy cutter there, and Casolo to Gondwy, stripped in contact and knocked on. Disappointment from Saracens, but Cleal makes her way back onto the field, and here is the first Saracens sub as well. Marley Packer making her way on, and Sharifa Casolo making her way off. Casolo's gone well today, Flo.
Yeah, I think defensively Sharifa is as strong as they get, and it's great to see her getting a good 50 minutes under her belt and making those tackles and really putting her name about for Saris. I think for Leicester now, who have fought pretty hard, should feel slightly hard done by being 21-12 down. To see Marley Packer and Poppy Cleal come on at 50 minutes, it's never a nice sight. So I think there's an opportunity for Saris to pull away here.
Set! Girls, we've got movement from both sides, and it's the floor on the mark. Same scrum.
Well,
height.
The front rows move about a bit, go to the floor, and we'll have another go. I know it's none of us up here are our area of expertise, but Ella, I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit. You're closest to the action between the three of us when you're playing the game. As a scrum half, how frustrating is it seeing everything set up, ready to go, and then everyone just flop?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, but it can't be as frustrating as it is for the front row. Yeah, I'm a play to the ref gal, and I can't say I know massively what's going on there in the front row, but if the ref blows a whistle, we reset.
Some pressure, don't over lean. Let's go.
And it is going to end up being a reset here, and the referee saying to both front rows that they need to get the pressure on.
Nice girls. Nice Tigers.
Crouch!
You can already hear Marley Packer's voice in the background there.
Fine!
Nice, Lisa.
And a free kick in the end is the outcome for the Tigers, and they've taken it quickly, and Brodie spins it, flings it, and Nye taken to ground. Packer tries to get her hands on the ball, but in the end McBreen comes away. And Leicester continuing to build, and Meg Jones, Sydney Gregson pulls her to ground. That was the matchup that we were talking about ahead of this one. Both have been a little bit quiet so far, but growing into the game, and that one doesn't quite click for the Tigers. A combination of forward and into touch, but again, really good invention from the visitors this afternoon.
Knock on scrum.
Yeah, another piece of magic where they could have made something from nothing. Unlucky there, just went forward, but that's where they've been really great so far this game, getting those offloads away and putting people in space.
Let's go, girls, we're all over it.
Still hear Marley Packer talking to her side in the background there, saying let's get this scrum going, let's get this scrum working. It's not been fluid from Saracens, it's not been fluid from either side for long periods, but it's been a really entertaining game, and talking about wanting competitive matches from top to bottom in the league, we're certainly getting that this afternoon.
Fine! Set!
Fanse gets the ball in. Leicester starting to get a bit of a nudge on, but she gets it away to Bridger, and Bridger to Gregson.
Knock on
and that ball spun forward, and it's come back into the hands of Tut.
Advantage over.
An inadvertent kick pass, but great skill. And another kick, and the chase is on, and it's going to be won again by the touchline because Claire Gallagher was racing through there, thought she could have been in for her 4th try of the season. Pressure very much on the Saracens throw again here, and Leicester, Sarries might have scored that 3rd try, but they're not going away without a fight, and this was brilliant play again.
I think you would bet your house on Sydney Gregson making a line break from there. We've seen her do it all season, so she's unlucky to mishandle that one, and then some invention off the back from Meg Jones with the volley kick pass. We love to see it. And now Leicester attacking.
Okay, 6 is trapped her in, so she can't move.
Or back down into the Sarries 22.
7 out.
Crucial maul, and Marley Packer sets off, just about manages to hold on to it. A little bit of a potential knock on there on the floor, but nothing to it, and we play on. Gondweed, Cleo. Cleo's just content to take contact there and sets up the position for her side. Infante clears, but only as far as Tut, and Tut sets off. May Campbell with the tackle on her, and Nye back in position. Sarah Nicholas. Good clear out, and Nye again, pressure building, pressure on, and Swartz.
That was forward, was it not?
Forward into touch again. Leicester creating so many lovely shapes and so many lovely structures out there on the field, but forward passes just slightly letting them down there.
I think they're unlucky there, because if they had reloaded quicker and had a bit of depth, they could have probably attacked that space there, but I think they were just a little bit slow to reload, and meaning they were caught in front of the ball and forced that forward pass at the end. Hopefully we can see a bit of a platform for us here to attack and gain some more territory.
So Packer quickly to Gregson, and Gregson carries hard into contact. Infante there again. Cleo into Brody. The 2 number 8s have had a great battle so far this afternoon.
Penalty advantage, Leanne.
Infante there, and a penalty advantage. Brody not rolling away.
Back to you.
You can hear the referee there confirming that, and Harrison content to pump this one back into the Tigers' half. And another sub coming up for Saracens here. Jess Breach readying herself down below us.
This is a new player on the scene, Jess Breach. We've not heard much of her actually. Hello, can you shed any light?
No, she's pretty niche, not seen much from her yet, but excited to see what she can do.
Sarries then off the top. The music still goes around the stadium, but Sarries burst through with Gregson. Infante, quick ball, Harrison, Bridger. Out the back to Corinne Grant, and Corinne Grant, there's an opportunity here for the Scotland international, pulled down.
No, you've set back.
Infante back in position to Campbell again. Sarries hunting that bonus point try. But Leicester all over it. Turnover is good, says the referee. Packer, play on, says the referee. They won it back.
You're offside.
But no, she was offside. All a little bit chaotic there.
That was a shambles. Not sure what just happened there. Let's
all
erase
a
that.
little bit chaotic there from both sides, but a bit more fluidity to that Sarries attacking game, and that's something we've not seen too much of this afternoon.
Yeah, good to see Corinne Grant get on ball. She hasn't had much time yet, but the meters she makes every time she gets on ball is incredible. She's got mad leg drive.
Okay, so she's in time to pick the ball up.
And Jess Breach is then making her way onto the field, number 23. And it is Corinne Grant making her way off the field.
Hang on. Girls, just subs.
So that was Corinne Grant's last action of the match, but a good positive
Let's go then, girls.
display again from the Scotland winger.
Yeah,
great
good.
nudge from Tigers though, and they've got a line out
Time's
on
on.
halfway.
Oh, May Campbell on the back of the line out again.
And it's off the foot and play on, and it's a bit messy, to put it mildly, out there, but it's tidied up in the end by Bridger. She's then penalised for holding on, and Poppy
Let go,
Cleo
12. Let go.
stays down again in a bit of discomfort. And Leicester have seen space. Meg Jones goes quickly.
It's a loose touch from Marley on that break.
Tartan.
Lottie Clapp, hell of a
Huge
hit.
But the ball is away to Cockayne, and Cockayne gets the ball away to Bartlett.
Hold there.
And now Leicester are looking dangerous. Now Leicester are looking busy, but Lucy Nye wrapped up perfectly by Georgia Evans, and Brody chopped by Marley Packer. Saracens putting everything into this defensive shift here as the Tigers look to go through Gallagher. She's caught the ball, Claire Gallagher, pulled down by Harrison, the Canadian international, adding some flair to her side. There's Richardson now, Cleo, Gregson hunting for it, and a penalty coming for Leicester.
13.
The speed of ball Leicester get when they're on top is brilliant. Lucy and I is at the base and she's shifting it as quick as you like, and I think that is allowing them, when they make a gain line threat, to just keep going and keep the foot on the throat, and it's making it really hard for Sarries to realign.
Sarries on the line.
This feels like a crucial moment in the match. Nearly an hour of the game gone. Sarries 9 points to the good, but Leicester 5 metres out from the line. We saw what they did in the first half. They score here, then this game is there for the taking for both teams. First part of the job is done, and now they look to set them all.
8, don't change! Don't change!
Poppy Cleo trying to get herself in there. Tigers though are going. Tigers inching ever closer to the line. Leicester Tigers, are they down? Yes, they are. The visitors go over for their third. It's Leah Bartlett, it looks like, who has gone over for the score, and they're right back in this again. This game is ebbing, flowing, and Tigers flow. They're just refusing to go away.
Yeah, I think they are making the most of their attacking opportunities. They're making line breaks and they're making their set piece count. When they get there, they're keeping the ball, and they're getting over the line. If Meg could convert this, which I back her, to be honest, then this is going to be a tight game, and it will be an exciting last 20 minutes. Get my maths right there, Ella.
Touchline conversion from Meg Jones.
Really tough conversion here for Meg Jones, an incredible kicker. That's not a bad effort.
And she's got it over. That is incredible.
And it's a 2-score game, a conversion from the touchline. And with 20 minutes to go, this match is there for both sides. Leicester, well, they will feel that they could be on course here for a huge, huge upset. 20 minutes still to go, plenty of rugby still to play, and a change for Saracens as well, with Donna Rose making her way off the field and Kelsey Clifford making her way on.
It's a great chase from Sydney Gregson off that kickoff.
Inside, always inside, wait in front.
And an opportunity here. Harrison spins the ball. Lottie Clapp spins out of that tackle. She had to do that. Jones was all over her and she wrestles her to the ground. Leicester energised, hunting. They can feel that they have an opportunity here, and it's just not quite clicking for Saracens, not quite functioning.
Advantage. Hold there. Yeah? Okay. But you can't play quickly.
Penalty advantage coming for Sarries though, not rolling away. And that was needed for the hosts. Harrison can put this one back down towards the 22. And another change being lined up down below us by the visitors. Alana Bainbridge readying herself to come onto the field.
Yeah. Number 2. Sub. Okay, just need to get to that mark.
We'll wait for this change to be made first. Amy Cockaine's day is done, and what a day it has been. If that first 60 minutes is anything to go by, she's going to be incredible the rest of this season.
Yeah, I think we're glad to be seeing the back of her, to be honest, coming off the field now. She's been outstanding today at set piece and around the park, and I think she's driven standards throughout the squad at Leicester today and inspired their performance.
It's been a brilliant performance from the Tigers so far this afternoon. That line out worked well, but the passing routine didn't quite click. But play on, and Harrison to Campbell. She rides that first tackle from Jacobs because that had some menace in it. Gregson, 2 points in it. Saracens ahead, but just. Kelsey Clifford, new arrival onto the field. That's sort of splodged out of the back, and Harrison again has to do the tidying up and gets the ball away to Clearland Packer, and it feels a bit like a sevens match out there at the moment, but with the forwards linking in together, and you feel that the more this sticks like this, Leicester will fancy their chances as the game becomes more and more open.
The Sarries attackers are looking really disjointed at the moment. It's tough to see how we're putting stuff together.
Let's see what happens here though. That kick doesn't quite click. Bridger couldn't quite connect to it, and Meg Jones, that tap tackle had to be made while she was away.
Thank you.
Packer putting herself about, and McIntosh getting in there now.
Sarries defence all over the place at the minute a bit. Oh well, rejoining now, but if Leicester can just get this ball in hand and get it out to their outside backs, I think they've got good chances.
Wait in front, wait! 16, wait! Good now.
It's a really long kick.
Jess Breach then runs that into contact. Richardson tries to roll away, and McIntosh just wasn't expecting it. Referee said it's gone backwards though. A huge let off for Saracens, and Infante no choice but to put boot to ball. It's a good nudge by the scrum half, putting pressure on Nicholas.
Always inside.
And considering how disjointed that was, that's not the worst outcome in the world for the hosts there, Ella.
Yeah, great decision by Leanne Infante there to put boot to ball. We were a bit all over the place, and I think we needed to reset, and actually it got real good bounce on it, got some good distance. Could have almost gone into touch and been a great reset.
Black 5 as well, girls 5.
A change or two below us as well. We'll do the Saracens one first. It's Emma Taylor making her way onto the field for Louise McMillan. And there's Becky Noon making her way onto the field as well for Leicester Tigers.
So I didn't feel it impacted it on that occasion. Okay.
And Lucy Nye coming off. She's been outstanding today, the scrum half, giving her side a huge clap, trying to roar them over the line here.
Yeah, that speed of ball that Lucy...
a huge upset if the Tigers were able to do it. But Ella, you were saying there, that speed of ball from Lucy Nye is...
Yeah, it's been pivotal to Leicester's attack, really. I think that's all their tries have come from, just staying on top, really quick ball. And Sarries couldn't quite defend it, couldn't quite keep up.
Happy?
We've got a bit of a stoppage here with some treatment for a Tigers player.
Exactly, yeah.
And another sub for Sarries being lined up below us as well for a couple of minutes' time. But we'll get back underway now with the line out. And that one is taken by McIntosh and Infante. Harrison, Bridger, back to Harrison, back to Jess Breach.
Great
up to
ball.
Lottie Clapp. This is better from Saracens, and Clapp carries into contact. She's up to the 22 now, the co-captain, and there's Kelsey Clifford on the charge. Infante has seen space, and there's Gregson into Jones, alive to the danger. Saracens need a score. Leicester need to hold out. Infante. Penalty though, Leicester. And Infante has taken it quickly, playing on, and Sydney Gregson dumped backwards by Meg Jones.
Hit. She's knocked it on into the Leicester
player.
player.
Forward on the ground.
Okay, I have a knock on.
Let's just listen here.
Because if it was not 10, he would tell me, okay? Okay, knock on, scrum. Let's go.
So a knock-on has been the call. Apologies there if you heard some language from the players. Heat of the moment, 15 minutes to go. A lot riding on this.
I have to say I don't see where that was knocked on.
Black 2 and...
Knocked on into the tackle, that was what the referee said. But 2 subs for Sarries, and it's Bryony Field and Beth Blacklock coming on for May Campbell and Sydney Gregson. So Sarries have got a chance here to put the pressure on at the scrum, and Bryony Field a chance to put her foot down here first time onto the field.
Time's on.
Let's go, Tigers.
Crouch! Bind!
big
Stay
scrum
high.
for both teams here. And Saracens look to get that march on, and it's come back on their side, and Poppy Cleal to Infante to clap, bonus point, back ahead by over a score. Saracens doing what they need to do, taking charge of this contest. Could that be the game? It's been nip and tuck, but it's back out to a 7-point gap with the conversion to come, and we saw the power of that scrum there when Saracens needed it the most, Flo.
Well, I think it's no surprise to see Amy Cocaine leaving the field and then Saracens scrum dominating. I think we were a little bit unlucky with that knock-on call, so to win the ball back and to get the try is nothing short of what we deserve here. Easiest one that Lottie will score all year. Another touchline conversion. Let's see what you got, Zoe. Very close.
Not quite from Zoe Harrison, and Leicester Tigers will still feel that they have an opportunity here. It's only 7 points. It's one score, 12 and a half minutes to go in what has been a ferocious match here at StoneX Stadium, and Leicester wasting no time getting us back underway.
Always inside.
And that one goes straight to touch, not the biggest amount of distance on it, but just get it off the field at this point for Saris.
Okay, good where you are, thank you.
Numbers, please. Numbers, please.
Numbers
Tigers, let's
being
go.
called for and asked, and it will be a Leicester line out. Alana Bainbridge now with those duties. Amy Cocaine left us about 5 or so minutes ago.
Out.
Leicester were pretty keen to take that kick-off quickly, but they're taking their time at this line-out.
Leicester have overthrown it, and it's come back to Bryony Field, and she releases Paige Farries. Infante to Cleal to Packer, and Packer head down into contact goes, and Cleal again to Infante, and Harrison breach. Fighting to get the ball back there, and Infante gets it away to Cleal again. There's got to be a knock-on in contact there from Talia Brodie. Just a knock-on, says the referee, and it will be a scrum, but that was much more cohesive.
Black 9 sub. Leanne sub.
Not sure how that's not a penalty, but we'll take the scrum.
So hands up and looking for the intercept was the word from the referee, but Leanne Infante, her day is
We're all looking for the intercept, aren't we?
Everyone looks
Whether
for
you get it or not.
So a change then for Saracens at scrum half. Leanne Infante, impressive again today for her side. She has come off. Tori Sellers is on, and she'll know a couple of the players she's going up against today from her time at Six Ways. Tori Sellers, an England under-20s international, and a player with so much potential. And Saris are getting the drive on now at this scrum. Getting the drive on, doing what they need, getting that penalty advantage, and there's Cleal. Sellers, first touch for her to Harrison, and she releases Blacklock on the charge.
It's a big carry from Beth Blacklock there.
Big carry, and Saris looking to try and sew this one up. It's been an incredible contest. There's not long left in this game. And Saris fighting with everything they've got. Farries now on the ball. Harrison to Evans. Bridger to Harrison again, and Harrison gets the ball away to McIntosh and Bridger, and this is so much better from Saracens, and Bridger frees the hands, but the ball doesn't quite connect.
No advantage.
We're playing advantage though for the offside, and we'll come back.
Thanks, mate.
Saris, you would imagine Flo will pump this one into the corner and just take their time.
I think there were lots of great moments in there, starting with the scrum. Poppy keeping that in at the back there, using her knowledge and experience to try and keep it in and see if we win the penalty, and then choosing when to go. Great carry from Beth Blacklock, getting us over the gain line, and then different players stepping up. Jess Breach coming in at 10, pulling it back, Zoe popping up at 13, and I think this is when we're starting to gel. People getting us on the front foot and just making clinical decisions and smart decisions at the right time.
And that is pretty much as close to on the money as you can go from Zoe Harrison. And that line out from Bryony Field worked perfectly to Fee McIntosh, and Saris look to motor forward, look to push forward, looking for the try that will surely take this game away from an inspired Leicester Tigers side.
Lottie Clapp adding her weight there to that drive.
And they are there. That is the score. It's Bryony Field. It almost just opened up for her in the end, and Saracens take themselves 2 scores clear. Is that the game at long last? They kept it tight, they did what they needed, and Ella, they were clinical when it mattered most.
Yeah, absolutely, and as I said, Lottie Clapp had no weight there. You know when you see that you're looking to just drive, you're not looking to get it out. Yeah. We're going over.
Those extra 65 kilos makes all the difference, really, doesn't it?
Every little helps.
I'm not sure about Bryony Field's try song. It's a nice bit of Queen. It's an interesting choice though. But let's have a look at this replay. It's cool. But let's have a look. Yeah, as we saw, it just peeled away, and in the end, it opened up for the replacement hooker to dive over for her side. Harrison adds the conversion. Yeah, 33-19 here to Saracens, and another change for Leicester Tigers. It's Amy Ralph making her way onto the field. You can see here this angle from the ball.
Yep, when you're ready.
It broke away in the end and released for Field to go over. Saris have made a change whilst all of that was going on as well. Carmen Tremeling is on for Akina Gondwy. Saris looking to build, looking to see this one out now.
Hold there.
And that was lovely, and that's really nice from Tremeling, her first touch of the ball, picking up that one there. And Harrison has seen space, has gone to the boot again, and it's bounced up and it's worked, and Georgia Evans is going, and Saracens are starting to accelerate, starting to pull away now, and Sellers. And there's Bridger to Breach, and Jess Breach, inside ball, Lossie Clapp again. 5 metres out here, the hosts. Sellers goes down the blind side, Jess Breach again using that strength, and they're inches away now. Clever from Breach. That is stunning from the replacement fullback.
Not sure how she's done that.
Superb from Jess Breach. She's used her strength. She saw the space in front of her, had the presence of mind to release the ball on the floor, get back up, and then spin and ground. Saracens, that surely is the game for them. They've moved clear now, but look at this replay. This was the Saracens that we've wanted to see all afternoon, Ella.
Yeah, Kelsey Clifford there with a little inside dummy, and then the tip to her outside player. That's incredible there. And then everyone getting their hands on ball. I think we've seen all 15 players get a touch in here.
And Jess Breach here did so well to stay in play the first time, and then the strength from Clapp. And then the awareness from Sellers to release Breach, and then look at this here, pull to ground, releases the ball, not tackled, and gets it down. Harrison, meanwhile, lines that pick up and has absolutely slotted that one. But we will have a bit of time off the Saracens player down in some discomfort. It looks like Georgia Evans. Flo,
in case it goes that way and comes back,
we know how important kicks are in this game. That from Zoe has been brilliant, but Zoe and Meg have been so good off the tee this afternoon.
Yeah, I think you underestimate the importance of getting those conversions and just keeping that gap between the teams as far as you can. And I think that is as touchline conversions get. That was absolute pinpoint from Zoe there. And I think as we get to the business end of the season, those points are going to count even more. And we haven't seen it too much this year, but also taking penalties when games are tight and looking to posts, I think is something that we definitely need to build on and know that we can use in really tight games and knockout rugby.
there is some concern here for Georgia Evans with 5 minutes or so on the clock. Ella, Georgia's back on her feet. Looks to be back in the swing of things, and we can see Akina Donwe, May Campbell, Donna Rose there briefly on screen. That front row has been so important today for Saracens.
Yeah, so important. The scrum has been a real platform for us. You've seen some great attacking phases off that, and Marley Packer with a great take.
Wait.
Wanda now with a bit of momentum. Saris are looking to play.
Saris are now looking to play, and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, Ella. At the next stoppage in play, I'm going to want you to do a big build-up. I want you to tell me some of the players that have impressed you from both teams, and then who your player of the match will be. But Saracens, for the moment, accelerating through field.
Wait, 21. Good, thank you.
And that's bouncing and bobbling, and it's well, eventually come back into Saracens' hands, and Sellers, the Bridger, it's a little bit congested in the middle there. That was a big head shot, and the referee has just stopped play.
Stop for this collision to check the two players, girls.
Rightly stopping play there.
Thank you.
Just to check
just the collision, the way they fell on.
Both players are
but we have got a knock on here
healthy,
anyway.
Which they seem to be. Ella,
Jacko, have you got any more than that?
We've done the build-up. You've had a little bit of a time to speak with Flo there.
Not enough
impressed
time.
you first of all from that Leicester side today?
From the Leicester side, I mean the back three as a whole have been incredible today. I think from the very get-go of the game, they were asking questions of the Saris defence, and we've seen them make some seriously exciting line breaks. To be honest, the entire back line of the Leicester team have really put this Leicester team on the front foot today. As I said before, Lucy Nye was really pivotal in keeping that quick ball going and keeping their momentum to get some really good tries on the board.
Just over there for
I
the
think from Saris, we mentioned Sharifa Kasola a lot. Her impact on a team, kind of the energy that she brings in defence, and her big carries in attack. You see her with her high knees making line breaks. But I think in my discussion with Flo, I think we've set on Zoe Harrison as led this team around the park, has been pretty critical in defence. She's made a few last-ditch tackles and saved some pretty close try-scoring opportunities for Leicester. And then her boot off the tee, kick into touch has just been incredible today.
Zoe Harrison then is your player of the match today here at StoneX Stadium. The fly half in for just her second start of the season. No change for the Tigers whilst all that's going on as well. Morgan Richardson back onto the field for Kata Jacobs, and we'll be speaking with Zoe at full time when myself and Flo make our way down pitch side. But time still on here, 4 minutes still to go. And let's see what Saracens do. Can they add another bit more to this scoreline? Add a bit of gloss, I think it would be fair to say, if they do manage to get another score.
I'm not entirely sure that the scoreline necessarily reflects the game. Leicester have really pushed Saris here. So I don't think they'll be very happy with a scoreline of 20 plus points, and they do deserve to get something out of this. But that is the sign of a good team, that Saris can keep that space between the sides and just pull away when we need to. And I think the depth in the Saris team allows that to happen, that we're bringing on talent like Marley Packer at 50 minutes. Just kind of shows where we're at as a squad, to be able to have those rotations and to have that depth and to ride out these games and still come away with big wins.
I suppose that's some of it for Leicester as well. We saw them push Gloucester to well into the red. 4-try bonus point against Exeter on their first ever outing in this league. The more they play, the more they connect, the more cohesive they become. These last 10 minutes won't happen as frequently, and we'll have like what we had for the first 10 minutes. But that is brilliant from Beth Blacklock. Superb scything run there, and Saracens are on the run again. Emma Taylor slowed down there.
First player.
And Leicester have come away with the ball, a turnover by Meg Jones. If Tigers had managed to steal this result for themselves, she surely would have been in contention for player of the match. But Leicester, there is still something for them to fight for here. A fourth try and an opportunity to leave StoneX Stadium with a bonus point would be so important for them. But Field and Gallagher there, both staying down after a little bit of a collision, but Jess Breach has set off away from them, and there's Paige Farries spotting the space, going.
Go on, Paige.
Farries scoring, no doubt about that one. And the Canadian, she hasn't had much space so far this afternoon, but she showed what she could do there, and that was just Paige Farries at her very, very best.
She's been an incredible signing for us. I think we've, as sad as the Worcester story is, I think we've made some serious gain off that. The likes of Paige Farries and Tori Sellers brought some really great talent into the squad, and Paige just showing there what she could do. Once she's in space and she lets go, she is absolutely rapid.
And a really good personality to have around the group, Ella. So many people I've spoken to have said, we'll say a slightly kooky personality, but adds so much to the group.
Yeah, definitely adds loads. She's great crack to have around in the changing room.
Harrison then lining this one up. She has been spectacular off the tee today, and we're into the final minute of the game. Will she use up the whole clock? Nope, there will still be time for the restart, but she has slotted that one. It's 47-19. Saracens have pulled away here, but Leicester do not deserve to be on the end of this scoreline. They have been incredible throughout, and there is still the opportunity for them to come back and try and score a final try and take a four try bonus point away from StoneX, I should say, which they deserve for their performance this afternoon. But that one hasn't gone to plan from the kickoff, and Sarries will finish with a scrum on halfway in this final play here.
This is a free play opportunity, I think. Last play, scrum on the halfway in the middle of the pitch. Let's see what we've got.
So you won't go for a 50-22 here, Flo?
Always a 50-22. Honestly, they should give you points for it. It's a thing of beauty.
It is a thing of beauty, but if Saracens want to add to their tally this afternoon, they will need to keep ball in hand here.
5 set. Yeah, just take your time. It's a penalty for collapsing. Yeah.
Penalty there for Saracens at the scrum, and Harrison, they still want more. They're going to go for touch and try and play off of this line out here. And you never know, with the way that the league is shaping up, points difference could end up being crucial come the end of the season.
Just there for me.
That one hasn't worked though, and a disappointing end to the match for Saracens. Leicester still have the option though. Time not on, it has to be a dead ball.
Just keep with you for me.
And Leicester will want to try and get that fourth try. They will attack from deep. We've seen that all game long. We will keep seeing that all game on. But that's been overthrown. It's gone to Bryony Field, and now Saracens have a chance to get that final flourish again themselves as Packer goes through. And they're still going, still bursting free, and the ball away to Jess Breach. They're into the 22 now, and there's Sellers. Cleo, Packer, she's not had a chance to score today, Marley Packer, but that
Packer Cleo link up,
beautiful, and Cleo gets the ball away again to Packer. They're ricocheting off defenders, and they're metres away from the line.
Don't play
Sarries, will they score here? Sellers to Cleo. Cleo goes, I want it. Don't play the 9, the referee says, and Sellers wants Packer to have a look. Jess Breach adding, well, what weight she can add to that drive, and Sarries closing in now, looking to go past the 50-point mark, metres away. Kelsey Clifford the next to get her mitts on it, and Clifford goes metres, inches, centimetres now, and there's Cleal, goes into the post and down. Poppy Cleal takes her side past 50, and that was just abrasive, superb play from Saracens to close this out.
I think it was only right that Cleo got that one down. I think she had her hands on ball about 10 times in that last minute of play. I think Packer and Cleo there with the interchange, each of them touching the ball 6-7 times, making big gains every time they do touch the ball. It's rightly so that Poppy gets the points to her name for that one.
It's been an impressive showing from Poppy again this afternoon, Flo, and despite that yellow card.
Yeah, I think, can we change a man of the match decision?
I don't think you're allowed to give man of the match to someone who gets a yellow card.
What, a yellow card for being high tackled though? It's a bit different.
And that is the final whistle here. It's 54-19, conversion added by Zoe Harrison. And we'll go through some of the best bits of the action in a moment for you, but there's the Sarries players congratulating themselves. A job well done, but hard going, hard work. And Flo, how impressive was that Leicester performance?
I think for 60 minutes they pushed us pretty close, and I don't think there's any team in this league you can underestimate, and Leicester really proved that today, that they brought so much to the table. They were exciting to watch. They attacked from everywhere, and hopefully they can build on that and get a couple more wins under their belts until the end of the season.
Ella, what impressed you about that Tigers performance?
Oh, well, to echo Flo, really, I think it's incredible to see all teams in the league putting out such great performances week in, week out. I think 2-3 seasons ago we wouldn't have seen games that close between a top 4 and a bottom 4 team. I think it's a shame the score line, it doesn't do it justice at all. I think Tigers will feel very hard done by with that, but that's kind of the Saracens way. I think as someone who's played against Saracens before, you kind of know that they always find a way, and that's kind of their superpower. I think that no matter how tough the game goes, they're always going to find a way.
We can see there the Saracens players, a few smiles, but let's have a look at some of the highlights here and some of the second half tries coming up for you now. So if the first half was a little bit of a slow burn, the second half burst into life, and Flo, Talia Brodie was immense all day for her side, pulled them right back into it there.
Yeah, I think they needed that straight after half-time to get over the line, gave them a little bit of energy going forward, and they continued that momentum. It's a great finish that. To tackle a metre or so short, you could easily just put that back, reset and create a platform, but to score from there off one phase is a great effort.
But then Saracens needed a response, and in the end they found it with Leanne Infante sniping around. And this was really important for Saracens at this point. And Infante there just about got that down under pressure, but much needed for Saracens, because as we saw here, Leicester came right back into it again with another score.
Yeah, I think Leicester's set piece was excellent today, and it kept them in the game to an extent. And to be able to build and score tries from it, as they have done here, it is so important.
And at this point, with that superb touchline conversion from Meg Jones, there was just 2 points in it. But Saracens, in that final 20 minutes, pulled away, and well, they ended up doing what they needed to do in terms of turning the ball over, getting that try from Lottie Clapp, and then they're able to accelerate away at the end. Ella, just talk us through this one here. Great pressure at the scrum, and then see Lottie an easy finish.
Yeah, that's kudos to the front row there. Massive effort in that scrum, and then yeah, as Flo said before, easiest try Lottie Clapp has ever scored probably. clinical hands though as well from Poppy Cleal. That's what she's great at the back of the scrum. Her skill set is incredible, and to just put Leanne into space there, and then Leanne with the final pass.
Clap there with the easy finish. And then this one from Saracens. Bryony Field was on the pitch at this point, and this was where the game really went away from the Tigers, with Cleal doing what she does best at the back, and then Field able to just work her way over in the end with, I don't think she might be saying, a small helping hand from Lottie Clapp, but
yeah, she's been practicing that. She's been practicing that.
But Saracens did what they needed to do, got themselves over the line, which was crucial, and after that, Leicester didn't really have a response as hard as they fought.
Yeah, great to see Bryony Field get some points to her name here. She's had a great impact on the team. Whenever she comes on, she puts in some really dominant carries, big hits, great hands there from Kelsey Clifford.
And this was arguably the try of the day here. Harrison, that little dink through, and then the connection.
That touch from Poppy Cleal is unbelievable.
It is. You see so often the deft hands from Poppy Cleal, which is quite incredible. And Bridger, the Jess Breach, kept the ball alive. Clapp then with the power, and then Jess Breach with a bit of a powerful display of her own, and some clever awareness of where she needs to go to then wiggle, weave and score.
She beat about 4 players there.
I say it's only on second or third look that you appreciate just how good a finish that was from Jess Breach under pressure.
She has been working real hard in the gym recently, so it's paying off.
And then it finished with this. The link-up play again was superb, but Saracens, Paige Farries, doing what she does best, accelerating away, and Ella, once she gets going, she barely looks like she gets out second gear.
Yeah, she's another Jess Breach really. She looks effortless when she runs, and picks up some serious speeds.
Just a final angle of this here. Ball in one hand, then switches it to the other try.
Textbook
from Paige Farries there to seal the result. And then Sarries weren't quite done yet. They fancied going past 50 points. And in the end, it was Poppy Cleal who did what she does best and powered over for the score.
Not even the post can stop her.
Very, very difficult to stop her.
Had to add some meters to her carry. She got an extra 2 meters post try line.
She really did. So here are all of the results, with Loughborough Lightning kicking off now pretty much over on TNT Sports against Sale Sharks Women. Saracens with that bonus point win here at StoneX Stadium, and that puts them 8 points clear of Exeter in third with a game in hand, 9 points behind leaders Gloucester Hartpury with a game in hand. But it's hotting up for that third and fourth spot. We'll be down pitchside with the player of the match reaction from Leicester Tigers Women senior coach Tom Hudson and Sarries director of rugby Alex Alsbury shortly. But for the moment, here's a little bit of what's coming up here at Saracens.
refueling just really annoying. You know, like, so I'd just be like super hydrated all the time, super full. I wouldn't have to think about any meal prep. So yeah, that's why I'm super girl, super hydrated girl.
Might not be a shapeshifter, no doubt. I'd love to swim in the sea like an orca. I'd love to be a kitchen sponge, see what it's like to be that useful for once, you know?
I'd love to be able to like feel full, you know? Like I feel like I just
I'm never full.
I just eat all the time and I'm just I don't know if that's a superpower, if that's just part of life.
Time travel, forward and back, that'd be my superpower.
Read people's minds. Yeah, nosy.
I would have teleportation because I'm always late, so I'll never be late again. You can do whatever you like with teleportation, and I'm always friggin' late, so.
I would be invisible, so I can go around flicking everyone's ears.
My superpower would be to have X-ray vision, so that I could see what's on the other side of a blackjack table. Winner, winner.
Sarries is like home. Couldn't wait to get back out in black and red. Sarries are always that dominant physical team that you want to beat. It's never an easy game. You never know which way the score's going to go. That I'm here because I want to be here and I'm ready to go. I've got a scar on my head where my brother hit me in the head with a golf club. Because it's going to be great rugby and women's sport is on the rise. He's like Marmite, you either love him or you hate him.
In the end, the scoreline perhaps flattered your side a little bit. Leicester gave you a really, really big scare for 65 minutes today. What was that like out on the pitch?
You know, Leicester have really come out firing the second half of the season. I think we maybe didn't take that into consideration. We have watched them. We did know that they were going to do it, but I just don't think the girls were as up for it as they needed to be. Obviously, then we went inside, had a bit of a talking to at half time, and then completely changed how we were playing. But taking it forward, we need to start the way we played in that second half.
We saw it then in that second half. You back doing what you enjoy doing best, I suppose, pulling the strings and releasing all of those attacking threats you've got around you.
Yeah, I really enjoy having people like Paige on my team, Jess, you know, the runners that really can make stuff happen. So when they were both on the pitch, it becomes a little bit magical, doesn't it? Because you know what they can do. So yeah, I really enjoyed, you know, being back and being able to do that.
Talking about being back then, you've had to bide your time, then there's that 3-week layoff with no matches between the duel and this one. For you, getting back out on the field, 80 minutes under your belt, going into Bristol next week and a potential Six Nations as well, how important is that?
Massively important. Obviously I did my ACL, it's like a year ago now. It's been a lot of hard work to get to this 80 minutes, but you know, now I'm back and enjoying it, so hopefully, you know, going into Bristol I can maybe play another 80 and then taking that into the Six Nations and just enjoying every match that comes next.
Brilliant. Well, Zoe, you were player of the match from Flo Williams and Ella Viervas. A little bit of a fly half and half back union going on there, but congratulations, a great performance from yourself and your side.
Thank you very much.
65 minutes on the clock, 2 points in it. Your side were right in that all the way through. How close do you think you came to that upset?
Well, we came within 15 minutes of competing the whole 80 minutes, and we're really, really proud of that. We knew they had a loaded bench. We had a few certain tactics that we had with substitutions. I don't know if we got that right, but I do know that for 60-65 minutes, I thought we put a really entertaining game on today.
Vicky said pre-match that this season is about development. Today was just about showcasing yourselves, what you can do, being proud of that performance, and that certainly was a performance to be proud of.
Yeah, we absolutely thrived on the opportunity of coming to Saracens away and putting on a performance. That was motivation enough, but added motivation is that we thought we let ourselves down the week before against Ealing. So it came at a really nice time. We also knew we could throw everything at it, because then we now go into an extended break, and we're extremely proud of what the performance we put with. We were just desperate for a minimum of a point.
And say that one more try would have got you the bonus point there, but some really impressive performances. Everyone's talked about your backline this season and how exciting they are to watch, but Talia Brodie at number 8, another superb performance.
Yeah, I don't know if it just extends, if it's just the backline that's got an attacking flair. Like we pride ourselves on attack. I think our back row specifically add to that as well. So yeah, I mean, Talia's been superb for us the whole time, and yes, our backs are a threat too.
Brilliant. Well, Tom, commiserations today, but as you and Vicky have both said, keep going like this, and rest of this season, next season, all to play for.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Well, I'm delighted to say that Saracens Director of Rugby, Alex Austerbury, has joined us. Alex, I don't think it's too unfair to say that was tough going out there today for your side.
Yeah, absolutely. And we spoke before the game about we were put to the sword a little bit for 20 minutes up at their place, 25 minutes, and today, it was again a notch up from that. It was a very challenging game. They asked questions from all over the pitch. First half in particular, we struggled again getting into the right areas or relieving pressure, and then it continued in the second half, and what was about 22, 23 minutes to go. It was a 2-point game, and then we started playing with the real intent that we were after. We seemed to get the boost of confidence to go express ourselves in attack, and then that reaped its rewards in the last kind of 20 minutes.
And so you got there in the end. Flo, I know it's something you were talking about with me in commentary. Zoe Harrison's kicking ability today, it's her second start of the season, but from your side you've got one very talented fly half stood here on screen, but Zoe, Amelia, Beth, blessed with options there this season.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all pushing each other to be better, and it gives me a headache in terms of selection, but that's what you want. You want competition, you want it driving. So as I said, someone who's been out for a while with injury, it's not a guarantee that they're coming back in. You want everyone pushing each other so that we get that competitive environment that drives people to be better and to be their best. And yeah, I don't think we were at our best today by any stretch, but we saw glimpses, and certainly that last 20 minutes we saw the impact that Zoe can have, but also the impact that a lot of the players can have when they're playing with confidence and when we're playing on the front foot.
But Flo, I know you were talking with me in commentary about that final 50 minutes, how much more free-flowing it became. What impressed you about that link-up play from that Sarries team?
I think the impact of Marley Packer coming on, her link up and the chemistry she has with Poppy on the pitch is unreal, and the way that gives us that front foot ball to be able to play off the back of it gives the backs a little bit of freedom and time to express themselves because we're on the front foot. So I think having link ups like that and working together in terms of our KBA, keeping the ball alive, it allows the backs to then keep us on top.
And Alex, you said pre-match in your press notes about this weekend being a weekend to display all that's good about the league and wanting it to be close competitive games. I know you said you didn't want this one to be too close and competitive because you might get a few more grey hairs. Have any come up in the last 80 minutes?
Yeah, I reckon so, quite a few. Yeah, I mean, the scoreline doesn't really reflect how tight that game was for a long period of time. I think some of our scores towards the end were quite expressive, so it meant the score got bigger, but ultimately if you've tuned in and watched that, you've watched a very tight affair. with two teams going hammer and tongue at each other, and let's say 65 minutes you didn't know who was winning that game. So yeah, certainly a few more grey hairs, but at least grey hairs with 5 points.
Grey hairs with 5 points. But going into Bristol, your final game before that Six Nations break, they're right on Exeter's heels for third at the moment. There's a bit of a gap opened up between the top four and the rest of the league, but that's going to be a really physical test, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know from the game against Bristol here how challenging they are going to be. Their driving wall has been very effective in the last few games. More than that, we know how well they want to attack. So it's certainly going to be a test. Nothing more than it. I know that they played down some of their chances early on the year and saying teams have written them off. Well, I can guarantee you we weren't one of those teams. You can see their quality, you know what they can do, and it's going to be a really, really tough test away in Bristol next week.
Brilliant. Well, Flo, just a final thought from you. We talked about this superpower weekend at the start of the show. Loughborough versus Sales just kicked off as well on TNT. Every single match so far this weekend has been filled with so many moments and so many storylines, and like Alex said, it's what we want for the league.
Yeah, 100%. And I think not only have we got to have those storylines off pitch to celebrate, but we need to have great rugby on pitch. And I think today we're very happy to see that it was a tight game for a long period of that. I think nobody wants to see 60-70 nils. We want to see competitive games. So it was great to see Leicester bring it today. And I think Loughborough and Sale will be another close one, hopefully.
Brilliant. Well, hopefully that will be a close game. You can tune in to that game now on TNT Sports. That kicked off about 10 minutes ago. All that's left for me to say is thank you to Alex for joining me, Flo for joining me, Ella for joining me up in co-commentary, and we hope to see you all again very, very soon for the next live stream here from StoneX Stadium.